in Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Don't miss one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Happy Tuesday to you. It's early, but we're here. Waking up with T-Bone and Tyvis. How was it getting up today, buddy?
You know, today was not as easy as yesterday. You know, I felt like I just blinked my eyes and my alarm was going off. So, yeah, but you know what? I got out to bed. Once you put them feet on the ground, it's time to go. It was time to roll. So I'm here and I'm ready.
I'm with you. I think it is one of those. It's one of those things for me. Once I make the effort to lift my leg over the edge of the bed and it hits the ground, the other one's got to follow, and on we go. I can't be one of those people that gets up and then like 5 minutes later goes back and gets in bed. I've never been that person.
Yeah, it's usually
Couldn't do it.
That's why I say it's very important that you put your feet on the ground. For me, once my feet go on the ground, like that's it. You up for until time to go to bed at nighttime. There will be no naps. There will be no nothing. It will be all energy, all positive vibes, like always.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's what we love about you. Plenty to get to today. We have got the GOAT coming to a TV near you. We will talk about that. There's a bunch of NFL schedule leaks. Full schedule comes out, tomorrow? I believe that's
night.
the full schedule release, the big TV show they're going to do. Bengals have a further twist in their saga with Trey Hendrickson. That's not going away. That doesn't seem to be good. And the Reds have a little bit of a weird game time tomorrow. We'll describe why coming up. But we're starting off here. Ohio State and Texas. Saw this yesterday afternoon.
This is a shame.
Well, I don't know what it is yet, because the initial report was Ohio State and Texas at noon, big noon, there it is. And that was the big discussion yesterday after we got off the air. Ohio State and Texas are going to play at noon. Makes sense. Fox has the game. This is what Fox likes to do. They have this big noon package that they love.
Yes.
And that Ohio State fans rightfully so hate. Now, I'm someone who doesn't mind a noon game, but I realize I'm in the minority on that.
Well, as a player, I don't mind a noon game either. But come on now, when it's a big game like Texas, that nighttime atmosphere it hit differently. And with this being, you know, a big of a game as it is, with Arch Manning versus Julian Sang / Lincoln Keynotes, like that's what you want to see. That's must-see TV. And I feel like for Texas, they need to be in that environment that makes it tough. Like I feel like if you do noon, it kind of takes away a little bit of that road game, fiasco. Nighttime, Ohio State fans is unbelievable. The atmosphere is unbelievable. The shoe is really loud. And I feel like just at a noon game, as big as this game is at a noon game, you just don't get the same vibe. So Arch Manning ain't going to struggle as much as he should struggle. So that, to me, is why I think fans are upset.
Well, I have a very practical reason also why this, I feel like, should be a night game is it's going to be hot, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
August, late August, early September in Columbus. It is still going to be probably in the 90s if you kick off at noon. Not that it wouldn't be if it was in Texas, but I'm just saying you could have the early season September games, especially for big ones. You put it at night, at least you have a chance that it's a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
That feels better. It's not as blisteringly hot out. Now, I realize the fans will be there no matter what. I think the noon games, to me, work a little bit better when you get to November, because then you've got the chance of getting some sun to warm you as it's 30 degrees out, 20 degrees out. That could be a possibility, but we're doing it backwards because usually OSU Michigan game is at noon, which, that should be.
Yes.
That's fine. But if we're going to put this Texas game at noon, that doesn't seem like a great idea, even though I'm not totally opposed to noon games. Here's the twist from yesterday. All the press releases they put out said Ohio State, Texas, big noon, Fox, etc. Fox has that game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today, all those press releases don't say that. If you go look at all the social media posts, they've all been changed to just say Fox has the game, and that's it. And that's all it says.
Well,
it doesn't say that it's at noon anymore.
Well,
maybe they're rethinking that. Maybe Ohio State is complaining about that. Maybe they just weren't prepared to announce that it was Big Noon, or maybe they saw all the backlash and said, let's just keep Big Noon out of this so we don't get the headaches. But whatever it is, that's something that's different than yesterday.
Well, I'm sure people are willing to boycott and riot this thing because it's a mistake. It's a mistake to put it at noon. And the thing is, even if Fox has it, like they can make it a night game. Like maybe they don't do it Saturday. Maybe they do it Sunday and just call it a night game, or Monday for Labor Day or something like that, and have it as their game of the week type thing.
You know what? I have to pull it up again because I was looking at the week 1 schedule. So if people don't know how like all this stuff works, let's be mad about Ohio State playing noon games. I understand that.
I don't think they're mad at noon. They mad at the fact that it was like 6 consecutive noon
right,
games
exactly, right. Last year, I think it's too much of a thing, right? I think if you try to like give your kids broccoli to get them to eat vegetables, and you do that sparingly with other foods they like, that's a good way to get them to eat their broccoli.
Yes.
If you only give them broccoli constantly, they're probably going to grow up and say, I never want to see broccoli again. And I think that's what you had last year with Ohio State fans is some noon games are fine. When you do 6 in a row, all the big ones, everything that you can get is all noon all the time. That's where I think fans said, this isn't our thing. And now there's a bigger backlash to it. I just want to bring some information to this discussion so we can all know why this happens. Not that it's making anybody feel better, right? There's a draft for these games. Like Fox, ESPN, NBC now, they have that's what they pay for is their draft order essentially. Mm-hmm. So they get the right to pick OSU, Michigan, first one off the board every single year, all the time. For the Big Ten.
Probably wasn't this year.
No, I bet you it was.
There's no way Fox picked. How did they end up with this game?
They have both of them, don't they?
I don't know how.
I think they have both.
I don't know how to
they
order
announced.
goes.
Well, that's what I'm saying is they announced. I think they might. Sometimes they trade. Tom Brady no, I don't know if it was Tom Brady. It was the Aikman deal when Aikman, Joe Buck, when they ended up on Fox or on ESPN from Fox. They swapped some college football and basketball games for that. That was part of the trade. There was a real thing that happened with that.
Trading games.
Look it up.
Trading games for ratings. I mean, the ratings is the number one thing that matters. So
yeah. But
I thought it worked like the Big Ten had their schedule and Fox, CBS, and NBC like that was it, right?
Yeah, because you're right. ABC, ESPN, they're out of the Big Ten game now. Right?
I thought it was like, all right, Fox, you got first pick. What do you want? We're gonna take the rivalry game. All right, next CBS. What do you like? I thought
you're right.
I'm not 100% sure how it works, but if that was the case, there's no way CBS would have took anything outside of Texas, Ohio State.
The only thing I wonder is I'm guessing CBS may have grabbed OSU Penn State. You think
that ain't a big. It's about ratings, Tebow. What game is going to rate the best?
Maybe Fox had the first 2 games. I don't know. Maybe they had the first 2 picks. Maybe they swapped something. I don't know. Maybe they flip-flopped with CBS. The point is, all these deals get worked out behind the scenes like that. The one that pays the most gets the most picks. That's why Fox gets to choose this, and then they want to put it at noon. If you go look at the college football schedule this year, like the Big Ten schedule, because obviously we're talking about Big Ten games, that first week of the season, like it's gross for the Big Ten games. No one is playing a big opponent, really, other than Ohio State. Mm-hmm. So for that first week, they want to put it somewhere where it's going to get numbers. You put it in prime time, you're going up against, I believe, like Alabama and Florida State are playing that first weekend. I want to say LSU is playing Clemson or somebody like that, right? Like there's some decent brand name matchups that then you're going to be saying, well, why don't we put Ohio State, Texas up against that? Again, no one should feel good about this if you're a Buckeye fan. I'm giving you the reasons why this happens. Doesn't make it any better. So basically Fox looks at that and says, we don't want to compete with that. We have nothing earlier in the day to put on. Let's put OSU at noon, dominate that, and get a number. And sadly, as much as we all hate it, guess what happens? They get the numbers they want. Fox goes and gets the huge number. No one doesn't watch it.
Just because that new, you think nobody going to watch it? Everybody's going to watch it. So it is what it is. But I tell you what, you brought up the weather about it being hot. I can tell you as an athlete, playing in the heat is 1,000 times worse than playing in the cold. Oh, my goodness.
I can't imagine.
You can't run from that heat. Oh, no. Man, if you see people falling out the game, you got to get an IV at halftime and the beginning of the game. It's ooh-wee.
No, you can put a jacket on when it's listen, I like the hot just for being a human walking around. I'd rather be warm than cold. But playing sports, that's a different thing. That seems miserable.
So you seem like you pro-dome.
No, I'm not. I'm
just saying, you might as well be comfortable.
I have to do this every day.
I'm just saying.
Pro dome.
Just saying.
Like I said it yesterday. I'll go to a dome game. I'm interested in it. I'm principally against it though. I'll go check it out. I'm just principally against it. I think that's a lot of people with the big noon thing. They're not going to stay away from it and say, no, I refuse to go because it's at noon.
They tried to do it. They're going to
go.
They tried to do it last year for the Penn State and Ohio State game.
Yeah. They're not. They
said they had picket signs and said they was boycotting
and then guess what? The tickets, there's too many fans that are still going to go. You're not going to boycott this. I don't mean one individual person. I mean the majority of fans are still going to go to this game whenever they put it. They put it at 3 a.m. You'll do kegs and eggs at 9 p.m. or whatever. You'll be out late, go all night.
All-nighter,
yeah, huh? That's how Ohio State fans are. So I do feel like Fox takes advantage of that because they know wherever we put this game, it's not the fans will gripe about it and be mad, and then everyone will tune in and everyone will attend it. But I'm with you that probably for this game, especially being early in September, night's a way to go. It just doesn't sound like it's going to happen. All right, so we'll talk more about that. Plenty to get into today with all of that Ohio State stuff. We do have some updates as well. Ryan Day getting some recruits, some nice recruits here, so we'll talk about that later. But the analytics crowd, they're already figuring out the quarterback battle up in Cleveland. As if the sports radio guys up in Cleveland haven't had enough of it. Now, the analytics guys have already figured out what's it going to happen when it comes to who's going to play quarterback for the Browns. We'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no major crashes that we're watching. Busy traffic on the west side on 70 westbound. Some overnight work wrapping up over there. And 33 on the southeast side also starting to pick up. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your Fan traffic.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Are you experiencing knee pain? Is something as simple as walking up and down the stairs painful? Well, I found the answer to your pain. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. What Columbus Medical Director Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team are doing is nothing short of remarkable. They are using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing old tissues. Best part with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, there's no surgeries involved, and there's no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. The patient's satisfaction reports are astonishing. Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatment that can help you live your best life. The consultation is free. New locations in Grove City and Canal Winchester. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hi there, I'm Ryan Reynolds, and like most actors, I have a list of things that I like to have on set. It's called a rider. It's just little things like wind chimes being blown by a easterly breeze, a 7-year-old calico cat to purr on my lap, and, of course, 2 freshly cracked eggs scrambled with crispy hash brown sausage crumble and creamy chipotle sauce from Tim Hortons. It smells amazing. Now, where did I put that hand-carved wooden spoon? From my rider to Tim's menu, try my new scrambled eggs loaded breakfast box.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
Hey, it's Anthony. You know what the slogan is at the Good Feet store? Good feet, good life. Friends have asked me, how are my personally fit arch supports different from the inserts and insoles they can buy online or in department stores? There are big differences. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to provide me firm yet flexible function. What does that do? They actually help correct poor foot biomechanics, which leads to providing me long-term pain relief. I was also the guy who thought, well, if I buy good shoes, my feet won't hurt. It wasn't a bad thought. A lot of people think shoes are always the problem, when in reality, it's often the foot that goes into the shoe that's the real source of discomfort. When I got my personally fit Good Feet arch supports, my feet felt stabilized. The pain and discomfort went away. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people just like me discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City or Polaris Parkway. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Bishop and Friends.
Amazon driver waving arms, which I think Buddy took as a cue to time to play. She was actually a little bit scared, and she smoked him with a cell phone.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and add considerable value to your property. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. It change is more exciting. You know, I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy skies to start and temperatures in the 60s, giving way to mid-70s for our afternoon highs. Mostly cloudy skies mixing in with scattered showers and thunderstorms, some which could have heavy downpours and gusty winds. And then for tonight, lows into the 60s. The chances of rain and storms linger into Wednesday. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Two men with 5 combined offspring. None of them have penises. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Happy Tuesday to you. T-Bone and Tyvis brought to you by Awaken 180 right here on The Fan. So the Browns quarterback room, a little crowded right now. They drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. I remembered now. I got that wrong earlier last week.
I'm proud of you.
That's a small growth for me, Tyvis. And then they also drafted Shedeur Sanders, as you might have heard, in the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 quarterbacks in the draft for the Browns. You have Kenny Pickett, who was brought in. And then, of course, Joe Flacco comes back as well. You have a bunch of guys who have kind of some upside to them for a variety of reasons, one way or the other, youth, experience, etc. But none of them would you say are definite, oh, yeah, that guy is a no-doubt starter day one for any NFL team. They don't have that guy yet. There's good reason to believe some of these guys could be that dude. But Pro Football Focus says they know. They figured out the code. Tyvis, you obviously very aware of the Browns. You are part of the Browns coverage on Football Sundays.
Yes.
Which you hear on The Fan because we're the home of the Browns. So you tell me what you think of their assessment.
I mean, I think that the Browns are going into this season, and I think the reason that they took 2 quarterbacks in this draft is because I think they want to give themselves 2 shots to see if they can find, the franchise guy, And I think rookie minicamp, you hear all this talk about, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders and how good both of them were. But people got to realize that's rookie minicamp. Once OTAs start, if you still get that same praise during OTAs, then that's a different ball game. Now these guys is ready. I was expecting these guys to go out there and dominate at rookie minicamp because these 2 guys, the guys that you're playing or that's there are either guys that's first year as rookies as well or is second years. They don't really ask like a lot of older guys to come back and do these things. So you should be able to dominate that competition because all these guys were in college before. And when I look at, Kenny and Joe obviously since Kevin Stefanski's been here, outside of maybe Baker, Joe has ran Kevin's offense the best that we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
To where, the man had like 6 300-yard passing games, which is something that, all these other quarterbacks couldn't do. So he's comfortable running it. So I thought bringing him back was perfect for young guys because he knows what Kevin wants, how to run it exactly how Kevin wants it, and these guys can learn that.
Well, and I don't think that's a big leap in logic, right? I mean, that's what a lot of fans wanted because of the same thing that Joe Flacco didn't make sense last year.
Yeah, but I just don't.
Why? I mean, we know why last year, right? The argument was Deshaun Watson didn't want to have someone who might provide competition.
Yeah, they shouldn't have did that. last year they spent the entire offseason trying to support Deshaun instead of trying to make Deshaun compete. Like that was
we're going to do everything.
We could do everything. All our roster moves is supporting him, trying to get him back to where he needs to be. And it was they changed the playbook, they changed the coaching staff. They didn't get the quarterback that they should have had as a backup. All of this to support him, and yeah, it was an epic failure.
Joe Flacco, yes, we know how his end of his time went in 2023, but I mean he was one of the better quarterbacks we've seen in Cleveland. To your point,
yeah,
but they knew that might create a competition with our $230 million quarterback. I know the money counts for something, but if you think he's worth $230 million, we obviously know now. But like, if that was their argument back then, it shouldn't matter. Just say, great, now we have the best backup in the league with Joe Flacco, who knows this offense and maybe can help Deshaun Watson run it a little better, since Joe Flacco seems to kind of deal very well in this offense. It was just kind of backwards to me. I know you want to fit the best players with the talent, the personnel, the scheme, all that, but at some point, the team is the most important thing. It's about making the Browns the best you can, not making Deshaun Watson feel good. So
and I thought that was the big thing. I kept saying they chose one over 52 others, meaning they chose Deshaun over the 52 other people that was on the team. And that was the wrong decision. And the only thing with Joe now is you can't trust him. As crazy as this sounds, I know a lot of Browns fans he was unbelievable with what he did in those 6 games.
No, but he's going to throw picks.
It's just not that though. He's going to fall off a cliff at some point. Like he's going to
You're just saying because of the age thing, like just
that
as
too.
an NFL player.
That's just his historically shown in the past few years. He's come in and he's done really well, and then at some point he falls flat on his face. He did it with the Jets. He did it with the Colts. He did it with us. It's going to happen. So Joe is not somebody that I would look at and be like, all right, he's going to be the starter from week 1 to week 17. Like that's not going to happen. At some point, he's going to regress, and you're going to have somebody else come in. And my only issue is if you're going to keep. If the Kenny Pickett, let's say Kenny Pickett was a starter, you're setting yourself up from the fans for a lot of backlash, because the moment Kenny Pickett throws his first interception, it's put Dylan Gabriel in, put Shedeur in. But Joe, if it's Joe, like that'll buy you some time. Like people will be like, oh, Joe, it's fine. Joe's great, blah, blah, blah. But if it Kenny do it, I'm telling you, it's going to be an uproar.
Well, so this is what Pro Football Focus, their logic was Joe Flacco is the clear candidate to be the starter just because he's got the most time in the offense. He knows it. He's shown in NFL games he can do it, right? That sounds like someone knows something, a little bit of something.
No, I'm just saying, you would think. Logically, think about this. It took them all the way into a couple weeks before the draft to even sign him, to bring him in. That's one.
That didn't make sense. Right.
And then on top of that, you went out and drafted 2 quarterbacks. So it's like, do you really want Joe here? Because if you knew you was taking 2 quarterbacks, which they didn't, but if they knew they was taking 2 quarterbacks, they probably wouldn't have signed Joe. They would have just had 3 quarterbacks.
Anyone who's listened to me for a long time knows I love the Browns and never criticize them ever. So this is going to be right in line with what I always say, which is I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here that maybe the thought was we know that Joe Flacco is not a long-term answer. He's a bridge guy. He can help you out this year. You can get I think some decent quarterback play from him. He will have a few 300-yard games, let's hope. You could be and should be better than you were last year because the offense will just run better theoretically. I don't know who you're throwing the ball to necessarily. You don't have the same weaponry that you probably would have expected or hoped for, but he's going to probably run the offense better. Now you go out and draft 2 guys that you say, well, if one of them pans out, we've hit, great. If neither of them pan out, oh, well. We'll just draft a quarterback next year.
Okay.
Because you're still going to be. I'm not saying that's the best logic. I'm saying
let me stop
if that's
you right
their
there.
logic, that's at least consistent.
Let me stop you right there. If you think that Joe, what is the goal of this season? That's the question. What's the goal for the Browns this season?
The goal should be to compete for and ultimately win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
That is the long-term goal. I think you also have to realize this year, if they do that, that would be a shocking development.
But no, that's not what I'm saying. If they do that, let's say that they have a good season, but then they realize Dylan Gabriel ain't the answer, Shador ain't the answer, Joe or Kenny. Well, now you just put yourself you're picking 14th in the draft. So
Agreed.
now so the best quarterbacks is off the board. If there's a franchise changing quarterback, they're going 1. Whoever it is 1. And I don't care what you offer. I'm not trading it. I need a franchise quarterback, so I'm taking him at 1. So now you put yourself further away.
I know.
Now, you better hope that Dylan Gabriel or Shador which a lot of fans do, because that would make next year's draft easier. Now we don't even have to worry about a quarterback. No. Now we can get a left tackle or a wide receiver or something like that.
Yeah. The Pro Football Focus people seem convinced that what's going to happen is Flacco's going to be your starter. Dylan Gabriel's not going to be released or anything. Whether he's good, bad, or otherwise, he's a 3rd-round pick. Those guys typically don't get cut before camp. Right. He's going to be there. So then if they choose to only keep 3, it's going to be between Shador Sanders and Kenny Pickett. And that's their breakdown of it. I could see them possibly keeping 4 and just saying, well, we don't know. But
they ain't keeping. When the initial 53 come out, I can see 4 quarterbacks.
Right.
But before they kick that ball
that's
off,
right. That's fair.
Will not be 4 quarterbacks on that depth chart. There's no way.
I think they'll look around and see who has injuries and try to dangle.
Yeah.
That'll be hey.
But why would you, if you dangling Kenny Pickett, you think I'm about to do it? Even Joe Flacco, why would I take that?
Yeah, they were available. You could have had them if you were a team. But maybe the team thought they didn't need it at that point. Now they think later in the season, in the offseason, they might have injuries that come up. You might have Derek Carr to show up and his arm doesn't work anymore. Now you need something. If that happens in August, that could be the reason.
Well, the Saints took Tyler Shuck, so.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. So he's that's right. He's there. He'll fix everything. Next up, clip that. The best sound we've heard. We'll give you that when we come back in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no crashes on the map, but we are watching things pick up on the west side. I-70 westbound, a little bit slow moving past Hilliard Rome Road from some overnight work wrapping up. And on the east side, 70 and 33, both picking up this morning, but no crashes right now. I am 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling, and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, folks, Austin Ward here with an opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th. Yes, pounds, and why not? I dropped my first 40 in just 8 weeks. It was easy, and it will be easy for you, too. Take the medication-free and lasting approach. Awaken180weightloss.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
T-Bone and Tyvis. By the way, did you ever find your ring?
I did. So let's tell the story about that. So, as you know, I lost my ring yesterday when I was on the show.
If you didn't know that, by the way, you can listen to the podcast wherever you get podcasts. Just search T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll hear about Tyvis lost not his real wedding ring,
not
his
the
rubber
ring
one.
But
it still matters when you show up and your wife, Lauren, is like, where's your wedding ring?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So it worked out perfect. I said, you know what? I'm going to get off the show. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to look for that ring.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get in the house, my kids is there, and they says, Dad, we want breakfast. My daughter wanted a bacon and egg sandwich.
Great.
So I'm like,
Great choice, by the way.
I said, that's perfect, because see, now I got to put the oven mitt on for the bacon. All right, yes. So I throw the oven mitt on, and I'm like trying to do the bacon, but my wife went upstairs. So while she's upstairs, she was making the bed. Mm-hmm. So as I'm sitting there doing all this stuff, trying to do the breakfast, I'm about to try to make my way upstairs, and she comes down and tosses me the ring. And I was like, oh, man, here we go. She wasn't upset. She said that she understood it probably just fell off when you was asleep. So she was cool about it, but I was on panic mode all day.
Oh, I think there's such a location matters when the ring is lost. Because if it's lost in the house, it's like, oh, that's just an innocent mistake.
It was in my pocket.
If it was in your car, that's one where it's like, why is it in your car? Why did you take it off in the car? Why did you forget to put it back on?
Yeah.
Where were you driving to do that?
If it fell off my hand, T-Bone, there's only one logical explanation. Is that I'm losing weight and I'm getting skinnier.
That's it.
That means that my fingers got skinnier and it just slipped off. The exercise is working. The liquid diet is back.
Yeah, that's 100% what it is. It's definitely not that you just, I don't know. You know what? You have been really strict on not eating bread, so I'll give you credit for that. Good job with not eating the bread. That's probably all it is. It's all paying off.
You eliminate that bread, you'll be shocked.
Well, that's
how many pounds you shed.
Bo, are you ready to do Clip It? Let's go with it. Let's hit Clip It.
Oh! Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
It reads longer than I remembered.
The 11th pick belongs to the Portland Trailblazers.
That means Dallas has moved inside the top 4. The Mavericks have never won the lottery.
The 4th pick in the NBA draft goes to the Charlotte Hornets. Picking 3rd will be the Philadelphia 76ers. The 2nd pick will be made by the San Antonio Spurs, and that means that the number 1 pick in the 2025 NBA draft goes to the Dallas Mavericks.
All right. Last night, the NBA draft lottery. That was a bit unexpected. Now, I know we don't talk a lot of NBA here. I know that's not everybody's big thing. But last night on NBA, on Twitter in general, on social media everywhere, I see it's rigged, rigged. I also contributed to this because it did feel like Adam Silver in the NBA grooved the Mavs, the Dallas Mavs, a fastball here on this pick. If you're not familiar, obviously Luka Doncic goes to L.A.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most in-season ridiculous trades we've ever seen. Not that Anthony Davis is bad. That was a good pickup for Dallas, but you're trading away like the beloved franchise player who apparently wanted to play in Dallas for the rest of his career. Seemed to be a bad move by that franchise. Now, all of a sudden, they end up with the number 1 pick, suspiciously. From the, a 12th spot, 11th spot in the draft? They were at a 1.8% chance of getting this pick. So, of course, NBA Twitter went crazy. Conspiracy Twitter went crazy. Tyvis, do you feel like the NBA's rigged? Do you think this was all just a rigged pick there?
I'll tell you what, it is. It's definitely trending that way. I mean, think about this. Like, first of all, Nico Harrison, he's a religious man. I don't know he either living right or whoever he prayed to really came through for him on this one because, man, I was like, really? But I think that it can't be rigged because I feel like people bet on this type of stuff. And if you got that rigged, like that's a problem.
You know who actually put this? I mean, it's been a long-term theory, right? That the NBA draft is rigged and occasionally they get the best players to wherever they want them to go. No one less than LeBron James said this on Pat McAfee's show when he did that big sit-down interview a month and a half ago or so. Here's what he said.
Listen, man, during the ball drop, during the lottery drop, Cleveland got the number 1 pick. I just don't think that was. What a coincidence!
Don't you think?
Wemby with the Spurs. Oh my God! Let's keep LeBron home. You know what? Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. Derrick Rose to the Bulls. Right? I understand the assignment, guys.
He ain't
wrong.
LeBron's throwing it out there.
He ain't wrong.
He said Patrick Ewing. That's the frozen envelope theory.
Yeah,
where they used to pick an envelope out of like a barrel, like a ball of them, and that would be who got the number 1 pick. And they said that the Knicks envelope was cold. They put it in the freezer so that David Stern, when he's feeling around, he'd go, "Oh yeah, that's the one," and he would pull it out, and that way they'd get Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. Whether that's real or not, it's a fun theory to believe, and I personally feel like harmless conspiracy theories are fun.
I blame Aisha Curry. She was the first one to say the NBA is rigged.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, it was.
Said that was during the finals when the Cavs came back.
So
yeah,
ever since she said that, everybody been it's rigged. All I know is Dallas replaced Luka with what I call a CWB. They had a CWB and they replaced him with a CWB.
What is a CWB?
A cold white boy. A cold white boy on that basketball court. So it's actually perfect. And Kyrie, AD, if they can stay healthy with Cooper Flag, you can sell some tickets with that now.
The Duke Star going to Dallas. Oh, it solves a lot of your issues.
With another Duke Star and Kyrie.
Yeah, it solves a lot of your issues if that happens. Which the funniest thing would be in the world if Nico Harrison then just came out and was like, you know what, actually, he's great, but we are going in a different direction. He doesn't fit what we want to do. Like,
they fire him.
You'd think they'd fire him if he got rid of Luka.
That's what I'm saying. He had a vision. He saw this happening.
That is where it does feel like now this was like a 3-team deal, and the third team was the NBA and Adam Silver. That's what it kind of feels like. Also, this crazy. There's a couple of things that came out of this draft lottery that I just found astounding. One of them is there was a play in March 27th that could have swung this whole thing. Cooper Flag could have been going to the Bulls because the Bulls and the Mavs ended with the same regular season record. They were both like, I think, whatever, that would be 39 and I don't know if it's 43, whatever the records. It was the same identical record. They both had this. They could have been the same pick, but they have to do a coin flip to determine who gets slightly better odds.
Mm-hmm.
The coin flip ended up going the Mavs' favor. That's why they were in that 11th slot where they ended up jumping up to number 1. So they had a 1.8% chance of getting the lottery. That's where they were. The Bulls were 12th with a 1.7% chance because of that coin flip. The only reason they had the same record, though, is because Josh Giddey for the Bulls, they're playing the Lakers March 27th. He hit a 50-foot from midcourt prayer that helped them win this game because they stole the ball and he hit some crazy shot. Lakers are going to win that game. Josh Giddey won it instead with this circus shot. If he doesn't hit that, they have a worse record. They would have been above the Mavs by 1 spot. And they would have been the ones picking number 1 now. The Bulls were a Josh Giddey.
So you blame Josh Giddey.
Another CWB.
I was about to say. Hey, well, listen, the Bulls at least they made it to the, well, I guess so did the Mavs. Yeah. They both lost in the play-in this year.
Yeah, they did. So these are 2 play-in teams that were possible. Again, they never should have got this spot. A team that should have got it would have been a team like the Jazz.
No, it should have been the Wizards.
Well, Wizards awful, Jazz were awful, Charlotte Hornets awful.
This is why, the lottery thing, it's, I don't, could you imagine the Browns having a terrible record and then have to go to the NFL lottery and still not get the first pick? You wouldn't want them
to have the lottery in the NFL?
No, they would never win it.
Oh, I know they wouldn't. Yeah, that's right. They would make sure of that. You know who they would be? They'd be the Utah Jazz of the NFL.
Yeah.
Have you seen the stat about the Jazz? The Jazz dropped to number 5 in the NBA draft lottery. They were, I think, 3rd or 4th with the best. Like, they had the 14% chance to get the number 1 pick, just like the other 2 worst teams, the Hornets and the Wizards. They couldn't drop further than 5th. They dropped to 5th. In their history, since 1985, when the draft lottery started, the Jazz franchise has never got the number 1 pick or even advanced from wherever they were slotted. They've never had one where it's like, well, they were 5th, but they ended up with the 2nd pick.
Oh.
Never happened. If they're 5th, they get 5th or worse. If they're 2nd, they get 2nd or worse. They've never won the number 1 pick in the lottery, ever.
Well, it's Utah, so.
It seems, that's not happening to the Knicks.
That's where
the Lakers are never having that happen.
Timmy's from, Utah.
I know. That's right. Well, it's not where he's from. It's one of his many places he's lived, Weber State. All right. New segment coming up called Morning Wood. We'll do that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, no crashes to tell you about. 33 on the southeast side starting to pick up in those westbound lanes. And 71 near downtown also getting busy. I'm 10 TD's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees Wilson to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Whether you play football for multiple years like me or you're just a stay-at-home parent, knee and back pain hurts the same for all of us. It can alter how you go about your day. QC Kinetics has our back. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. Dr. Aaron Wolkoff and his teams are doing amazing work. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing property carefully and strategically placed in your joints. These treatments are giving your joints new life and repairing old tissue. Best part with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, there's no surgery involved, and there's no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Patients can't stop raving about how good they feel. You can have all the fun and not be slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or back. Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. The consultation is free. New locations in Grove City and Canal Winchester. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
One of the greatest players in Reds history accomplished one of the rarest hitting feats on this May 13th back in 1870. Shortstop George Wright, who's in the Reds Hall of Fame and the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, and was the star of the 1870 Red Stockings, hit for the cycle on this day. He had a single, double, triple, and home run, a feat accomplished just 5 times since by Cincinnati Reds players. Wright accomplished the feat against a team from Rockford, Illinois, who featured a pitcher named Albert Spalding. Spalding, who would go on to create the Spalding Sporting Goods empire. But on this day, Cincinnati's George Wright got the best of Mr. Spalding, hitting for the cycle on May 13th, 1870, this date in Reds baseball.
This date in Reds baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Rockman and Ice.
Your front office has the ability to maneuver these numbers around. Cap space is a thing, but sometimes the way it looks on paper, it's not as concrete as it may seem.
Rockman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. T-Bone and Tyvis. You can follow us on Twitter at Bone and Tyvis 971. And, of course, you can follow us wherever you get your podcast. Just search T-Bone and Tyvis. It's right there. YouTube stream going as well. You can find us there on YouTube. We are live every morning, 6 to 9 a.m. Bodie, I realized before this segment, this is the first week. We're getting some of the bugs out. We're learning how things went. We have a new segment up called Morning Wood, spelled W-O-U-L-D, just so we're clear. So I'm just telling you what it is. Bodie, we didn't work out how we're doing this. Are you playing it or am I playing it?
I will go ahead and play it, Ben. Right. Let's do it.
In the future, it may be me playing it. We're going to figure that out. But I just realized I sat down and talking to Tyvis and realized we didn't even work this out. So let's figure it out on the fly. Bodie, hit it. Let's go.
It's good to know where you stand on the important issues. Oh, my. This is Morning Wood.
All right, Bodie. Give us some morning woods today.
All right, guys. We will start with the NBA. Got Game 5 tonight for the Cavaliers. Trying to fight, keep their season alive. Would you guys make at least one major change to the team this offseason if the Cavaliers do lose tonight and get bounced out of the NBA postseason?
That's such a tough one.
Major change can be coach. It can be, I'm not thinking like trade Max Strus. I'm thinking like if you're saying major, it's probably one of the core four: Mobley, Allen, Garland, Mitchell. Coaching change.
I've been going back and forth with this for the past 48 hours. And about 48 hours. I think you got to do something because the thing is you changed the coach. You brought the same roster back and essentially said J.B. Bickerstaff was the reason why we didn't make it to where we were supposed to go. Mm-hmm. So you go get Kenny, and Kenny comes in, and for the regular season, it looks amazing. I mean, Evan Mobley has changed right before our very eyes. But now the same things that you've seen happen with JB is happening again. They're getting out physically played. The talent is not a talent issue. They have the talent. It's a physicality thing and a will to win type thing. And I feel like the only person on the Cavs team that's infatuated with winning, that really, really, truly wants to win, is Donovan.
Yeah.
The rest of them seem like, okay, we want to win, but if we don't, okay, it's not the end of the world. But to Donovan, it is.
And Donovan Mitchell came from outside, though. I mean, does that speak to maybe a little culture issue up there with the Cavs?
I'm just saying.
Right?
And the only thing, I wouldn't trade Evan. So now we back to what it was last year. Would it be Darius or would it be Jared? And
feels like at some point there was a moment where Jared Allen with that whole Ben Mathurin thing where he got pushed and DeAndre Hunter went over or punched DeAndre Hunter, and DeAndre Hunter goes pushing it back. People are pointing out Josh Allen him too.
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen just standing around kind of watching just with his hands on his hips instead of like jumping in to help his teammate. Maybe that's an issue that speaks to bigger things. I don't know.
They need that. They need somebody that can go with Donovan. And right now, I don't see that.
Go ahead, Bodie.
All right, next up, we talked about the Browns quarterback situation a little bit earlier. Let's hit on this question here. If you could go to our friends at Prime Sportsbook and bet on this, which would you choose? Shedeur Sanders or the field starting the majority of games at quarterback this season for the Brownies?
Oh, I would bet the field. Although I feel like Shedeur Sanders does have the talent to do it. I think he's got the talent to show enough to give people hope, right? I think Kevin Stefanski, though, is going to say, we need to win some football games. And Joe Flacco is going to help us do that immediately. Now, if the question was...
I was going to say, what if I asked wipe away, we'll say the month of September? Go a month in, the last dozen games.
I think he could be the backup. And I think there's a chance that Joe Flacco just being, an older quarterback.
Flacco throwing picks.
But I just feel like...
You never know. Like I'm saying, then Shedeur Sanders could get a chance there in October. Yeah, I can see that.
Personally, I just feel like they would give it to Dylan Gabriel first. And it would be his to lose. Because
he doesn't earn it? What if Shedeur just comes out and plays better?
I don't know. I just feel like starting a fifth rounder over a third rounder, like...
Yeah, but it's also starting a guy who a lot of people, right or wrong, thought talent-wise was better than Dylan Gabriel. They just didn't like his attitude or something in that draft process that threw off all these owners, apparently, that were very not happy with him. Whatever you want to say about that, no one would have been shocked if you had gone into this offseason with Shedeur Sanders as your potential starting quarterback and Dylan Gabriel, if he was on the roster, as a potential backup quarterback. You know what I mean? Before the draft, no one would have questioned that. Now, because of where they all landed, you say, oh, well, how could Shedeur be the starter? Because he probably is more talented, I think.
I'm going to take it's the Browns. I'm taking the field. Even if Shedeur was the right, I'm taking the field.
All right, Bodie, give me one more.
All right, one more. We hit on this one a little bit at the beginning of the show. It looks like the Buckeyes and Longhorns are going to kick off at noon. Big noon, Fox kickoff there for week 1. I want to know from you guys if you could choose one of the following. Every Ohio State home game is a night game, or none of the Ohio State home games are at night. Which would you choose?
Oh, that's easy. Every home game is a night game.
You want every game night game?
Every Ohio State home game.
That means the Michigan game's a night game.
You know what?
You ready for it?
That's crazy because as big as I am, as that needs to stay the tradition, as good as that game has been, it deserves to be at night.
Man, this is tough for me. Although, like I say, I like a noon game. I'm not opposed to it. I cannot see that Texas game. It should not be a noon game. I know we talked earlier. They initially said it was big noon. Now they've taken all that off the website. Maybe there's some changes happening. We don't know. I'm going to go with noon. I would still want them all at noon. I would want them all at noon just because I want that Michigan game at noon. That's although this year, wait.
It's away.
It's away, so never mind. What am I talking about? Yeah, put them all at night. That's fine. I forgot this was just a one season thing, not the whole year.
You'd basically be sacrificing some of the lesser games for Penn State.
Yeah, Texas needs to be at night. Let's do that.
Night, right?
Sorry, I got confused on where we were at in the schedule.
I mean, they're going to put Grambling State at night anyways. They might as well just put them all at night.
Doesn't that have BTN or like a Peacock game written all over it? It's one of those for sure.
Don't put it on BTN because then I might be here to have to cover it. I have to cover it.
Well, you would be here anyway. You would have to travel.
I don't want to do it against Grambling State. I want it to be at least somebody
You're going to have to go. You're going to have to figure that out, too, because you've got the shows here, and then you're going to fly out to wherever you're going, right? Is that how we're doing this next year?
Yeah.
That's going to be, you're busy.
Hey.
Today's busy for you, too. Mr. Cleveland Sports Show. You're going up to Cleveland after this to go do your sports show.
It's a test trial. It's a trial and error. You got to see what you can do.
Yeah. Would you want to do 24 straight hours of media? Tyvis Powell would say yes.
No.
That's what you do.
Well, yeah, probably.
You probably would. I know you would.
If it's paying well, you know. I know. Ultimately, it sounds crazy until they put that number in front of you. You'd be like, you know what? I think I can sacrifice a day.
Yeah. I know you would. I'm not surprised. The Bengals and Trey Hendrickson seem to be just continuing their stalemate. The latest twist in that, we'll tell you about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. No crashes to tell you about right now. Things picking up on the west side on I-70 and on 71 near downtown, but things flowing nicely this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here, and when I dropped 70 pounds with Awaken 180, it felt like finally finishing a massive home renovation. You know, job done. Everything looks sharp, but it gets better, actually. I just had my first free monthly maintenance visit, and I found out I lost another 4.2 pounds without really even trying. It's like discovering an extra room in your house you never knew was even there. Awaken 180 isn't about meds or quick fixes. It's like learning exactly how to stock your fridge and pantry with all the right tools. I still eat plenty, still feel satisfied, and now making healthy choices is second nature. Like flipping the light switch on the first try in the dark. My body's firing on all cylinders, and I'm down 75 pounds without medications or hunger tricks. Just real education on eating smarter and feeling fantastic. Call Awaken 180 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, once you learn the blueprint, your only regret is not calling them sooner. 844-346-1800. 844-346-1800.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shame practically hunched him over. Unbond pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hiring today for tomorrow with WM.
A stable career and a safe environment. That's what you get as a heavy-duty mechanic at WM.
Plus great benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family.
WM is now hiring heavy-duty mechanics in Columbus. Get boot and tool allowance and additional pay with a Cummins certification or CDL license.
There are openings for CDL truck drivers too with home daily routes.
Apply online at careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
A people-first, military-friendly, equal opportunity employer.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen.
That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway.
And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. Starting with baseball, Gabriel Arias went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 5 different pitchers combined for the shutout as the Guardians snapped their 2-game skid last night, beating the Milwaukee Brewers 5-0. Those two teams will go again this evening at 6:10 in Cleveland. After an off day on Monday, the Reds are back at it tonight as they host the White Sox at 6:40 for the first of a 3-game set. NBA playoffs, Jalen Brunson scores 39 as the Knicks beat the Celtics at 121-113. And Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards combined for 61 as the Timberwolves beat the Warriors in Golden State 117-110. New York and Minnesota both move ahead 3-1. And in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Carolina beat Washington 5-2, and the Oilers beat the Golden Knights 3-0 as the Canes and Oilers both take 3-1 series leads. This update is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware and Pataskala, or online at rcdrv.com.
The next time Tyvis hits a home run in softball will be the first time Tyvis hits a home run in softball. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Find us on anywhere you get podcasts. Just search for T-Bone and Tyvis. It's right there. Hit subscribe. Maybe give it a rating once you listen to an episode or two if you like it. We'd appreciate that. And the YouTube chat is going as well. Already a bunch of people jumping in there. So thanks for that. I saw Vinsanity jumped in and said, good morning, y'all. Did your good morning that you did yesterday. Yeah. Very nice. Very energetic from him. Like to see that.
Gotta have some energy in the morning. Get ready for work.
Yeah, that's right. I did have a little bit of a weird feeling because, this is our first time doing mornings, like the yesterday and today. Mm-hmm. I drove home yesterday after work. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, and I'm driving past all these cars.
Going in.
Well, just people going about their day. And I kind of had that feeling you have if you remember when you were a kid and you'd have like a field trip and your class is going on the field trip, but no one else's class is, or maybe the whole school's not going. You'd walk past those kids in the other class and just look at them and smile. Just say, oh, you got to sit here and do that. I'm leaving. I'm going over here now to have fun at COSI or wherever they were taking you for the field trip. That's kind of the feeling I had yesterday driving home. Was like, I'm done. I already did my job. I'm going to go home and relax.
Yeah, it's a unbelievable feeling. Like I say, the getting up is the hardest part. But once you get on that air and you come alive and then you're done, it's just like, wow, you got the whole day now. For you have that luxury.
But now you have to
Today, I do not have that luxury.
Although I found out last night that really the luxury was now I have more, which I'm glad about this. I get to be around my kids more.
Yeah.
I was not fully aware of just how many activities they had in so many different directions until yesterday, because my wife said, great, can you run? And it's a shopping list of like, she needs to go here. I have 3 girls.
Yeah.
So we got to take the oldest here, the youngest there. You got to pick up the oldest from this, drop her off over there. The middle one's got to go here, and then she's got to go there. So I had this schedule in mind. I go to pick up my oldest. First thing she says out of her mouth is, Dad, I have a school project. I have to go pick some stuff up in the store. And I'm like, well, now the whole day's ruined. Now that's the whole plan throwing a whole wrench in the plan. I don't even know why they're doing a school project because, it's like a week before school gets out, but we have projects, so fine. So going to do that, I'm factoring that in. I'm rushing around. I pull into the garage and I tell the younger 2 kids, hey, hop out of the car. I'm in my wife's car. She's got a big SUV. I'm going to drop you guys off and take your sister to the store. Youngest one, before I can even react and get out of the car to help her, flings her door open. Her door is next to my car, which is sitting in the garage. And when I tell you, it sounded like a gunshot went off. I just went, no! Like I instantly reacted. I get out of the car, I look. It looked like she took a ball peen hammer right to the back of my car and just a nice little dent right there from the door. And I thought, day one.
Listen,
we are.
It's amazing because you see all that and then you wonder, like, wow, my wife used to have to do all this.
Yes.
How did she do this? So it makes you appreciate your wife. It's funny when you talk about your daughter hitting the car. I remember when I was a kid, my grandfather had got this brand new car. I think it was a Riviera. He was a Buick guy. I think it was a Riviera.
Oh, yeah.
And like a week of him having it, I was young now. I had to be like 6. I took this rock and like and carved my name in the hood of his car. He was upset.
What?
Let's just say he was upset. But I was young, But it was one of those reactions like, no, but don't worry about it. But like on the inside, I know he was punching the air.
He was talking to your mom and saying, "Listen, we need to send him away. He needs to go somewhere, not near me."
I was learning how to write maybe I was like 4. I was learning how to write my name.
You carved it into the hood of the car with a rock?
I did a good job too, Tebow.
Now that's worth money because of how it worked out for you. You're the national champion. You've gone to play in the NFL.
It wasn't that bad. Get you some compound or something. Try to rub them scratches out.
Well, and that's the thing, right? As a parent, because you don't want to traumatize the kids by having the reaction. And I kind of did because I was like, no, oh no, because I heard the door open and I couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
And then she goes, oh no, Daddy, I hit your car. And I'm like, it's okay. It's fine.
And you was punching the air.
I got that octave that parents only have where it's just, no, we're good. It's all fine. I love you very much. Get her in the house, and I'm like,
you got to go look. Once you go look at it, that's when it's like, here we go. It's like when you drop your phone when it fall on his face.
Oh, yeah.
That flip it over, it's a big moment.
Oh, yes. Is it going to cost $1,000 to get a new one of these? No. Hey, the screen protector worked. What do you know? Trey Hendrickson. Speaking of having a bad day, the Bengals kind of had one on social media a little bit because I saw this statement from Adam Schefter. He put it out there for Trey Hendrickson, essentially, where Trey Hendrickson released a statement saying that there has been no communication between my camp and the organization, meaning the Bengals. He also said that the offers presented by the Bengals, quote, did not reflect the vision we shared and were promised. And then Hendrickson said discussions toward a new deal have completely stalled out. Kind of heard this before, but you'd like to have believed that maybe since, what was that, April, late March, I think, when Katie Blackburn, who is now kind of running the team, the owner of the team, Brown family, she said, well, his expectations are too high. He has to come down on his expectations. And then that was when he went on McAfee's show the next day and said, I love Zillow. I'm on here looking at houses in other markets. Like, I thought maybe since then it had gotten, maybe something started to work out behind the scenes. Nothing has been worked out.
They're trying to call each other's bluff on this one.
They really are.
And I think he's going to lose. I think he might lose on this one. Now, this is the thing. I need to know what he's asking for. That, to me, is if he's unreasonable, like, what is the price? Because he's 30. He'll be 31 in December this year.
Sure.
Nothing really good happens after 30 as far as football goes.
That's fair, and I agree with you. Remember the last offseason, he wanted a deal.
Yeah. He said he was going to retire.
And then he didn't, and he played.
Correct.
And it's funny because J.J. Watt had a thought on this that I thought I wanted to get your reaction to it because J.J. Watt posted this in response to Adam Schefter's tweet that had this Trey Hendrickson news in it. J.J. Watt said, I assumed the conversation went something like this. Last offseason, the Bengals said, we don't want to do a deal now, but we'll make you right next offseason and get it done early. Player has a great season. This offseason, low ball offer and or crickets. Pay a fair price early or pay top dollar later. Teams are a business. They don't like it when players act like it's a business. And I think that's a fair point, right?
Like, fair.
Because I'm the one, just like you said, I would have pointed to, well, he's 30. Why are they going to want to sign a guy who's 30 to this major deal? But if last offseason they said, you do your job this year, don't worry about next year's contract. We'll fix all that when we get there. Now he has a great year, another one of those, and now they're pointing to, well, look how old you are. It's not fair. If that's how it's going,
business is not fair. But you have to find me somebody that's after they're 30, after they turn 30, they continue to progress as far as the defensive end goes.
I agree with you.
If you give me 10 guys, all right, But if you only could give me like one or none, that I can't. I just can't. I can't do it.
And J.J. Watt is speculating here, but I can totally see a scenario, especially with like a family-run team like the Bengals, hey, we're not the biggest market in the NFL.
Lied to him for sure.
This is where I have the problem.
They lied to him for sure. Because I think he said something like that. Like, if I do, they said we'll take care of you next year if you handle your business.
And now
he dropped 17 and a half
he's
sacks.
Right. That's where I feel like, as much as I think he is in the right, Trey Hendrickson is on this, like, you probably should have last year pulled the trigger and said, all right, fine. Enjoy those games without me. I'll be sitting here.
No.
I'm saying if he does, because if you do that, you go out now, and he got paid last year. He could get, if he just keeps the 1 year left on his deal, he gets $15.8 million, which for the production he's giving, nowhere
this
near.
Season, he's projected to make 15.
No, that's what he would get on the deal he has. He wants that ripped up in a better deal. He would get 15.8, and he's saying, I don't want that. I want a better
20?
deal. He wants more. I'm sure he wants years and guarantees. I'm sure that's what this all comes down to. It's probably not this year's money. It's the overall next few years security making it right. I do feel like the problem is this. When you have any organization, sports team, business, otherwise, where they say, well, we're just a big family here. You can, hey, you take care of us. We're going to do right by you. No, I need a contract in writing. It's a business. It's not a family. And if that is what the Bengals were doing, was saying, don't worry, next year we'll take care of you without anything in writing, I don't blame any player who says, no, I got to fight this. I can't do it.
He ain't sitting out no game. The only way it's going to work is you have to sit out them games, and he's not going to do it. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm.
It's too much. It's too much money. It's too much.
You're probably
money.
right, but this is where the NFL kind of has a player over a barrel, because what can you do about that? He's trying everything he can to wage this battle publicly. He's got J.J. Watt weighing in. That looks good, but at the end of the day, if the Bengals don't budge, do you want to give up one of your final years of playing? Not final, but like, how many more productive years you're going to have? To your point, he's saying, I want to get paid at the rate I think. What does he do? He plays on this season, and then just that's it? Then you just
go sign somewhere else
for not nearly as much money as he could have signed for now 2 off seasons ago. I get the dilemma he's in sucks. And it sucks because also he doesn't play a position where you throw a football. If you play a position where you throw a football, everyone freaks out. If it's any other position on the field, they don't care.
If he threw a football, he would have been signed years ago.
This is my point. Right. So that's one of the other just false issues in the NFL. That's the only thing that matters to these guys, is the owners, I'm saying, is if you throw the football, we'll line it up for you. If you are someone who hits the guy who throws the football, we can get another guy.
Well, if I have a son, he's playing quarterback. don't come to him talking about no DB, nothing. Quarterback. It's it.
And tie his right hand down, too, so he can maybe be a pitcher if that doesn't work out with his left hand. That'd be good. Reds are playing at a weird time tomorrow, and there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you why next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we're not watching any crashes on the map. Busy traffic on 70 on the east side and on 33 on the southeast side, but things moving along just fine. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Take advantage of the BMI FCU Auto Refinance Summer Savings Event. Earn a $400 cash bonus when you bring your auto loan to BMI FCU. Visit bmifcu.org/refinance for more details.
Forever starts with the perfect diamond. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller, and for over 78 years, our family has helped generations of couples celebrate love with brilliance, quality, and unbeatable prices. At Diamond Seller, bigger diamonds and better prices are our promise to you. Whether you're popping the question or upgrading your sparkle, trust the experts. Because diamonds, they're our forte. Visit us at Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondseller.com.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here, and when I dropped 70 pounds with Awaken 180, it felt like finally finishing a massive home renovation. Job done. Everything looks sharp, but it gets better, actually. I just had my first free monthly maintenance visit, and I found out I lost another 4.2 pounds without really even trying. It's like discovering an extra room in your house you never knew was even there. Awaken 180 isn't about meds or quick fixes. It's like learning exactly how to stock your fridge and pantry with all the right tools. I still eat plenty, still feel satisfied, and now making healthy choices is second nature. like flipping the light switch on the first try in the dark. My body's firing on all cylinders, and I'm down 75 pounds without medications or hunger tricks. Just real education on eating smarter and feeling fantastic. Call Awaken 180 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, once you learn the blueprint, your only regret is not calling them sooner. 844-346-1800. 844-346-1800.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen.
That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway.
And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could dump all your problems on someone else's back? Well, when you wake up to a clogged drain or a plumbing issue, make that Mr. Rooter's problem.
Call 855-MISTERS today or MrRooter.com.
Call Mr. Rooter. He'll be there quick.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, you can save big on 2-pound packages of fresh strawberries. They're delicious and just $3.47 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Common Man and Timmy, they're good, clean boys. If you enjoy a radio show hosted by immature men with slightly above average sports knowledge, they've got you covered.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding. Over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy skies to start, might have some peaks of sunshine and even some isolated showers in some spots with wake-up temperatures in the low 60s. This afternoon, highs in the mid-70s, but chances of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, some with heavy downpours and gusty winds. And those chances linger tonight with our lows down into the 60s. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo for The Fan with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Just a reminder, Tyvis thinks all pizza tastes the same. Also a reminder, Tyvis was born without taste buds. You're listening to Bone and Tyvis.
You can follow us on Twitter at Bone and Tyvis 971. Tyvis has got something to tell you about.
Yeah, attention Ohio sports fans. Ready to turn your passion into serious action? Prime Sportsbook Ohio is bringing you a massive welcome deposit match offer. Here's the deal. Deposit up to $400 and Prime Sportsbook will match your deposit 100% up to $400 in bonus bets. But wait, here's the best part. You can use your bonus bets anytime. They're valid for the entire year. Just place wagers equal to your deposit and bonus amount before withdrawing. Don't miss out on this offer. Don't miss out on this. This offer is for first-time deposit only and can expire at any time. So hurry and download Prime Sports Ohio app. Visit primesportsbook.com to get started. It literally costs less to bet with Prime Sports Ohio. Want to bet? Download Prime Sports Ohio today. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 or older and presented in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Play responsibly.
AJ tweeted the show at Bone and Tyvis 971. He said, "Morning, gentlemen. Did you know it's Hell is Real week?" I did. Hell is Real is the Crew versus FC Cincinnati.
Yes.
2 questions. One, he's, I guess, asking me, have I introduced you, Tyvis, to the greatness of Wilfried Nancy, who is the head coach of the Crew, manager of the Crew?
No, I'm not cool enough to you that you would do that.
I mean, what do you mean? I will introduce you. I don't know him personally, but I can tell you about him.
He made it sound like y'all was buddies.
I've never met the man. But I mean, what I would tell you is he is one of the best coaches that has ever been in Columbus.
Should I get his autograph?
Oh, if you met him, I would get a picture with him.
Okay.
No, he's
picture worthy, huh? I got to tell my kids about him.
He's an interesting guy. He speaks French. That's his native language.
Okay.
And when he talks about soccer, he talks about it like it should be beautiful and passionate and flowing. He encourages his players to take chances. So, if the ball comes to you and a guy's bearing down on you, instead of panicking, he's like, just stare him down and keep the ball right at your feet until the very last second you kick it away. Make him look like an idiot. Make it not just be good at soccer. Make it beautiful. Do it with style. Do it with class.
Like him.
And they won MLS Cup like that.
That's my type of guy there.
They said this couldn't work. Doing this in MLS, it wouldn't work. And then he won MLS Cup. Shut them all up.
Where was he at in the Sugar Bowl when I got that interception and decided to he would have said that was beautiful.
He would have said, try to find a way to do it with some style.
Correct.
Not just take it out of there.
Anybody could go out there and just catch the interception at the end of the game and just take a knee. Everybody does that.
Yeah.
But nobody takes it out and tries to score. That's with style.
Yes. There you go. It's perfect. That's why you're Tyvis Powell. You brought it out with style. And then AJ also asked, am I coming to the game Saturday? I'm not going to be able to get to the game Saturday, I don't think. I don't have plans as of right now. Maybe I can change the plans to get there. But he said, is there anything special I can throw on the tailgate grill for you? What would you want to eat at a tailgate, Tyvis, if I took you to a tailgate?
I'm a hot dogs and burger type of guy.
How about a brat? Are you a brat guy?
I had this argument. I'm more hot dogs than brats, and people look at me like I'm insane. But I just like the way the hot dog tastes versus a brat.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I prefer a hot dog myself, but a brat, I admit, I feel like it's an elevated thing.
Why do y'all think that?
Because it's like a bigger piece of meat. Cut that up, Bodie.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Just saying. It's a bigger piece of meat. There's more going into it. It's a luxury item. What do you want? But you're right, Tyvis. A normal size hot dog is just fine, especially for everyday use. I agree with you. Pete Rose Night is happening at Great American Ballpark. That is tomorrow night, May 14th. Now, the start time for this game is 7:14. Well, that's because Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle, wore number 14. So the game time is at 7:14 instead of, I guess, 7. The gates open at Great American Ballpark at 5:14 for season ticket holders. Mm-hmm. They also said that all fans in attendance are getting a number 14 Pete Rose replica jersey featuring the commemorative Pete Rose Night tag. It's like a retro looking jersey. It's an away jersey to commemorate when he won the World Series a couple different times. They were, on the road, I guess, when they won a few of those games. So this is why it's an away game jersey. But I like this little detail to it. Everybody who walks in is going to be handed an XL. They said that's the jersey size. But Great American has a nice little policy. They said if you bring it to these couple different places they'll have set up throughout the stadium, you can take your XL jersey and say, hi, actually, I would like a medium. Or I would like a 2XL because maybe the XL doesn't fit. So you can go downsize or upsize just to medium or 2X. Those are the only two options.
So you go up.
I'd go up. But here's the thing. Remember with the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, they've done this too where they give everybody a free T-shirt. They put it on your seat and they're like, wear our shirt. Yay. Mm-hmm. And everybody gets mad. There's one rich dude sitting in the lower bowl who doesn't put the shirt on. They all single him out. I have to say, as someone who is a fat man, make the shirts bigger and I'll wear it. But if you send me there with a medium and then expect me to squeeze my man nips into it, it's not going to happen.
Well, I don't think they want to come off as disrespectful. Like, they don't want to put a bunch of 3X shirts out there, and then people are like,
that's not disrespectful.
What is this?
That's accommodating. If you get a 3X and it's too big for you, it's like, oh, well, I'm just swimming in this.
No.
That's fine.
What I look like walking around with somebody else's shirt? Look me,
at least
with a 3XO.
I'm with you. I wouldn't make everybody wear my shirt size, but why should everybody make me wear their shirt size? I like that they're having options to say, if you're a little heftier, come in, or you just like them bigger, just go over here and exchange the jersey for another size. It's all while supplies last, so you got to be quick.
T-Bone, the XL is fine. It's
not going to fit.
It's
me.
Exactly.
Tyvis,
well, you know what? If you decide to get on the liquid diet with me, it would.
Yes, I know. But here's the thing: the fat people of this society, we didn't just all of a sudden decide, oh yeah, let's be fat. It happened over time. So if we're going to get rid of that, then we have to. It takes time to get rid of the fat. So if I go to Great American Ballpark and I didn't know they're going to give out shirts, but if you're going to give them out, you should make them fit people. And but what if you're someone who's like $120 and they give you an XL? That's not fair either. So now they have a medium for you, so you can go wear something that's a little closer to your size.
It's about having the memorabilia for the game. Like,
sure.
Maybe it's not meant for wearing. Like,
well, then
I'm gonna keep this because I want to show people like I was there. This is me showing that I was there.
I have wondered this about you because we're getting to know each other, having not worked a ton together over we've worked together the last few months, and I've known you for a couple of years now, but I've never asked you this question. You go to Great American Ballpark. I know you're not a Reds fan. You're a Guards fan. You got your Guardians cap on right now. If you were to go, though, to this game and they handed you a free jersey and it has a person's name on it, are you wearing that jersey?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't. Some adults just say, I don't put another man's name on my back, that kind of thing.
I just wore a Darius Garland jersey like 2 weeks ago.
See,
I should have wore it today.
Yeah, you should have. He's going to need to have a big game tonight.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I also just wondered, as a former athlete, if maybe that's like, well, no, I don't wear other players' jerseys because I had my name on a jersey. I know some guys are very, they don't like to do that.
Yeah, I get that. My thing is, I usually, for like football, I only would like to wear people that's older than me. So like, I got a Deion jersey, I got a Bo Jackson jersey, like stuff like that.
Right.
The only players' jerseys that I would wear like currently is guys that I played with in college, like Denzel Ward or Jerome Baker or Vaughn or something like that. Like I would wear their jersey because I'm supporting my teammate.
But
if I was Patrick Mahomes, I'm not wearing Patty's jersey.
You're not getting a Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey.
I would, because he's a Buckeye.
Oh, you get a Buckeye, but you didn't play with him. So that's
true.
So Buckeyes are fine. So you support the Buckeyes.
Yes.
You just wouldn't get a random other. Okay, gotcha. That's why you said Pat Mahomes. That makes sense. I also think it's interesting, this game, they're playing the White Sox. That series starts up tonight. Great American, 6:40 is the start time on that one. Tomorrow's the one that's 7:14. But I like how for Pete Rose night, it just turns out it's like, hey, here are the two teams that had big betting scandals in baseball. We had the Pete Rose scandal. We had the Black Sox from like 100+ years ago. Yes, I'm still bringing that up. It's very nice that that's how that worked out. If you ever read that book, Charlie Hustle, The Rise and Fall of Pete Rose, Keith O'Brien wrote it. It's excellent. If you like sports books, it's got all the, if you are too young to remember Pete Rose in his prime, it gives you all the things that help you understand why he was so beloved by so many Reds fans, why so many baseball fans. And then when you find out exactly how precipitous the downfall was, I had no idea. I mean, this guy was hanging out with like cocaine dealers and, like it wasn't just, he slid a couple bets to a guy and he went to the track and that. No, I mean, he was in some rough shape at the end before the scandal came out. He was getting stretched all kinds of ways by all these people who wanted him to pay up, bookies. I mean, it was bad news for him.
Life come at you fast. It's amazing how one moment you could be on top of the world and then the next you down in the dumps trying to figure things out. That's why you got to be appreciative of where you are and appreciate every situation, especially when you're up high.
Well, that's funny you bring that up because in 2 minutes we're going to talk about someone who ran into some bad news. A former Buckeye made the news for not great reasons. Talk about it in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, no crashes to tell you about, but things picking up on 71 near downtown and on 33 on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
I can't believe they're moving the team to another city.
True, but you'll never forget all the joy they brought into your life.
Joy? They made the playoffs twice in 50 years.
Gosh, those 2 times were pretty great, weren't they?
How would I know? I wasn't even born yet.
Just think of all the free time you'll have on game days.
Those games were the highlight of my week.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Sun, splashes, and nonstop fun await at Zoombezi Bay.
Get your 2025 season pass for unlimited thrills,
including our all-new conservation tower. Buy now at ZoombeziBay.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You jump into YouTube chat. That's one place to get a hold of us. You can also tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. Saw this from Greg, who said it's hell is real week, and then anyway, I don't get it. 3-time champion in this city. Why don't they barely mention the Crew? Well, Greg, we did mention the Crew. We mentioned that it was hell is real week. They also have a game tomorrow night. So if I was going to talk about it, I'd talk about them going on the road to Montreal, and then they play Cincinnati on Saturday. But we'll get there. We have lots of stuff to talk about. Don't worry. I love the Crew. What are we talking about? You think I don't like the Crew? I was the one in the Nordecke back. I was in the Nordecke before there was a Nordecke. That's how long I've been rooting for the Crew.
They personally brought a trophy in for you.
Not just for me, but they did stop by with it when they won.
Yeah, I got to take a picture with it.
All right, I'm just saying. I'm not. It's not a contest. There's no biggest fan in the world. I might win largest just because of my size.
We got to talk about the Clippers too. I mean, Brian Rocchio just got optioned down here, so I might need to catch me a Clippers game. See Rocchio.
Yeah, there you go. There's lots to talk about. We have all the time in the world.
Listen,
don't worry.
We're very versatile. It's really not a sport we can't hit on.
Tyvis, I'm going to get you into the Nordecke, and we're going to, it's standing room only there.
Well, that is on my bucket list this year. I got to catch a Crew. I did the Blue Jackets. I got to do the Crew, and then I got to go to a heavy metal concert and be in the mosh pit.
We need to get you. Have you ever seen at the Crew games? They have this thing called the Match Igniter, who comes out and they're like the celebrity. They're like the Browns do that, where they have a guy come out and smash the guitar.
Yeah.
They have a similar thing. The Crew started that, and then the Browns were like, "That's good. Let's rip it off." So now the Browns do it because it's all the Haslam's, but. Anyway, maybe we get you. They get local celebrities. They get guys. They get former Buckeyes come and do that from time to time.
There's no way that they're going to ask me to. I smashed that guitar on one swing.
Oh, you did?
I will.
Oh, you will? Well,
dang.
Well, they need to get you up for that.
Does it work first? Because I might want to play it first, now that I'm in my heavy metal stuff. I need to swing the head a couple of times before I smash the guitar.
At the Crew game, you push down on like an explosive, like a big lever you push down, and then fireworks and stuff, all the flames go up.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that'd be what you
could do that.
I'll work on it. I'll ask around.
I've been lifting weights, so it is what it is.
Yeah. By the way, the Crew are top 2 in the East. They're very good. They're doing this without Cucho Hernandez. So if they get some reinforcements this summer, watch out. Like I said, it's a long Crew season. Just telling you right now. So some bad news for a former Buckeye. Kyle Snyder, legendary wrestler for Ohio State, Olympian, obviously talented wrestler. Wrestling, not my thing. I don't know a lot about it. Apparently he was set to join some, I almost said pro wrestling league. What I mean is he was set to do some kind of wrestling that's like the Greco-Roman style wrestling that you do in college, but in a league that is set up for that, I guess. That was going to be his next thing. He, though, got popped in a prostitution sting in northern Columbus just a few days ago. So
yeah, that's not great.
No, it's not. And I don't know what goes into the thought process there. I can't imagine.
Yes, you do.
Well,
you know exactly. Why would you sit there and act like you don't know what was he thinking? Oh, gee, I wonder what he was thinking. You know exactly what he was thinking.
I know what he was thinking. You know what he was thinking. But what I mean is to act on it. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
and I know logic leaves.
You know how when you get that feeling, you've been there before. Where
you know how when you get that feeling? Were you also there were like 16 other guys that were popped in this thing?
I'm just saying, like when some people get that feeling, they willing to do some things to
sure, they're not
scratch that itch, I should say.
Not in that right mind,
yes,
as we say.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I mean is when I say I don't know how you get there, I personally have trust issues. Like, I don't trust a person on Facebook Marketplace who says, this couch, it's only $50 if you come over and get it. I instantly would think, well, one, what did you do on the couch?
Yeah.
What has happened to this couch? Maybe it was involved in some of those type of situations too. But then also, like, how many times, if you've seen the Facebook Marketplace stuff or Craigslist, places like that, where you try to reach out, maybe go pick up an item of some kind, and then it turns out the person isn't there, they flake out on you, there's scams on those sites. I never get anything from those sites because I start to look at something and go, this is probably, no, there's no way that's real. How do you not have that when you see, oh, yeah, prostitution of some kind is available to you? I don't know how they advertise this, but wouldn't the first thought you have be, is this real or is this a sting?
Well, I'm trying to figure out, like, is this some internet stuff? Like, when it was just some app or something? First of all, it's not legal, so you should know, like, red flag. But.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how. I know it happens. It's the world's oldest profession. We know that stuff goes on. I do know that, like, it's obviously legal in Nevada.
Yes.
Where there's just now, again, I wouldn't participate. I'm happily married. But what I am saying is that if that's the itch you have,
you go to Nevada.
Get a flight and then go pay the money. And then you're like, it's legal and you don't have to worry about this. I'm not saying that's the easiest thing for anybody to do, but that's where my brain would go is if I just wouldn't trust anyone to not be a police officer that's inviting you to come over and let's have sex for money.
Well, for me, this type of thing is crazy because when I was in college, one of our teammates got roped up in something like this. And it was like, from them, first of all, I was just shocked. Like, a sting operation. For me, a sting operation is when you're trying to get, like, big time criminals, stuff like that.
I feel that on some level is why are we wasting time with this?
And then I would be
let the man pay for sex. That's T-Bone here for letting people buy sex. Why are we got so many other problems going on right now? This is what we're focused on? Seriously?
T-Bone, I would think something's wrong if you just sitting there having a conversation and then they just go, yeah, abracadabra. Abracadabra.
Yeah.
And then boom, like you would think like, oh, why they say it abracadabra? It's the key, the code word.
Yes, there's some word they're saying where it's like, magic unicorn. And you're like, why are you screaming that into your lapel? Why are you yelling in a thing? That's so odd.
But yeah, ever since the thing with my teammate in college, it's just been like.
Can we say who the teammate was? Because I kind of remember this story.
I don't want to say that.
Google it. Google it.
Google it. I'm not gonna say his name. They know who I'm talking about.
They may not. Google's free. You can go find it.
Ever since that happened, I don't see why. Because it just doesn't make sense that's what you have. You have to go down that road. To me,
to your point, they did a sting on people. Prostitution, right? Like, if you want to say we're trying to go after the people who are like. Profiting off of this, the people who are like running these great, arrest those people. But the guys who just want to have, like, Just tell them, like, isn't this enough embarrassment for you? Like, your name's out there. Like, that should be all you need. You don't need a criminal record associated with that.
Is he going to jail for this?
No,
I wonder what the penalty behind.
I'm sure it's a fine, or maybe there's some jail time, but I'm sure they'll say this was a one-time situation. It was a bad mistake, and hopefully nothing more than that. But all I'm getting to is we have had, what is it now, 28 people drive cars into buildings
in
Columbus this year?
Yeah.
How about we focus on fixing that?
Well, I mean,
How about we work on that?
The average Columbus driver is not great.
Yeah.
Like, be coming from Cleveland and going to Columbus, like, it's a big difference. Like, some people in Columbus cannot drive. It's kind of crazy to me.
I did see, since we're on Ohio State, I did see that news come down this morning that Ohio State women's basketball coach Kevin McGuff was picked up for was it OVI? Last week, they said.
Well, he can't drive. That's for a different reason.
Well, I'm saying we were talking about people driving into buildings. He didn't do that, but they said the arrest here, according to the police officer on the scene, in the arrest report, it said that he apparently had hit a few curbs and was in a yard with his car. So, that's going to be a developing story, I would say. If you're a head coach, you're leading a program, that's not a great look. Now, you can recover from this.
It's multiple stories of.
We've seen an Ohio State football coach before who is an assistant, still with the team, who had a little issue with his four-wheeler that he's still there.
They got to take the keys from him.
He wasn't out on the road like Kevin McGuff was, but Brian Hartline had that issue a few years ago, and we seem to have moved on past that. That's fine. Mark Few at Gonzaga had one of these a couple years ago where he got pulled over driving back from somewhere in Idaho back to Spokane. It was like a couple-hour drive. He was on the freeway, and he was doing 100 and weaving in and out of traffic. Most people forget about that. He got pulled over for a DUI, and it was a pretty significant one, too. They didn't take his job away. So I'm just saying you can recover from this, but obviously don't do that. Bad. Everyone knows that's bad. Do not do that.
The man's under a lot of pressure and stress.
Please drink responsibly. That's what we're saying.
He might get
Please drink responsibly.
He'll get an Uber or a Lyft deal out of this.
I might have to send him just a complimentary one. Just get over there and help him out.
Give him some credits or something like that. That's what they did with us when I played for the Dallas Cowboys. They had a thing where it was like, if you are out, they gave you a Uber account. You can use this. If you're out and you drank, here, use this.
Did guys actually use it? Because I've always heard.
Yeah, people use it.
Good.
Because I think all NFL teams actually provide that,
yes,
Uber or Lyft.
But I've heard, at least when that first started becoming a thing, I know that some players said, I'm not using that because I'm afraid they're going to keep track of who uses it the most and where you were when you used it. And they're going to use that against you, which I don't blame people for feeling that way, but I'd much rather have to deal with that than deal with the consequences of getting, as so would the team, not have to deal with that.
Or you could be a square from Delaware like me and don't drink nothing.
Well, that's true.
Lemonade.
Yeah. That's not. I've already started. So I've today. I've already started drinking. I had some lemonade. There was vodka in it. I started off with that.
My order is I want a Tito's and lemonade, but hold to Tito's.
Wow. That's, you know what? Good for you.
Yeah.
You're straight edge.
Yep.
You be part of that community. The metalheads. There's a group for you. That's the no drinking, no drugs, no nothing. That's you.
I want people to know that if there's something wrong with me, it's because of me, not because of something else.
Trust me, they know. They're very aware. We have a bunch of NFL schedule leaks ahead of the actual release. I'll tell you about that. All the ones we know, at least, coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we're not watching any crashes across the metro. Busy traffic on I-70 on the east side and on 33 as you come in from the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gehanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. These windows were great. Oh boy. For about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my windows way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around a golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-2845-44. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here with an opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th. Yes, pounds, and why not? I dropped my first 40 in just 8 weeks. It was easy, and it will be easy for you too. Take the medication-free and lasting approach. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors at Sheets. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
They are heavy. I'll tell you what. Shout out to Sheets, though. 4:30 in the morning. Sheets is banging. It's still going.
Sheets is the cheesecake factory of gas stations.
Bodie, I've never heard a more true thing said on this radio station.
Honestly,
that was right there.
That was like, Sheets might actually steal that, to be honest with you. That's pretty good.
They got everything. The menu is extensive.
Maybe you're the one that should be writing some of our promos and stuff around here. That was pretty good.
Yeah, jingle writer.
Get this man a Sheets endorsement tomorrow. Let's go. No, that's honestly, though, I put in there yesterday for the first time doing the new shift.
Yeah.
6 a.m. is the start time for the show, so we're obviously here before that. I rolled in about 4:15 in the morning thinking, well, it's going to be me, and an empty store. And I just went, nope.
Bunch of truckers.
No. It was everyone. There were probably 10 cars in the lot, a few people at the pumps, and there were people in suits. There were people in, like a couple guys who probably looked like they were driving a dump truck. There was a dump truck out there. And then there were people of all, like, people at like a nurse's outfit, but like just everybody. Like, I didn't realize how many people got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to regular jobs. And I'm saying I was unaware.
When I drove here, I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. There's nobody going to be on the road. 23 looked like it was almost like 12 o'clock or noon.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, wow.
Yeah, this just in. People who don't do our dumb jobs have to work like real hard hours, and we appreciate you. And I'm sorry that idiots like us are the ones who are just now finding that out, where we're like, oh, people get up early to go to work? That's crazy. People are up early.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Well, everybody want to beat that traffic, so you might have to, you're saying, get there earlier.
Oh, yeah. So we do know some of the NFL schedule. Tomorrow you get the full picture, but I know everybody wants to know whatever they can about it. So we have some of this. We'll give it to you. The Eagles and Cowboys, we heard this, I think, yesterday. I think Bodie brought that up.
Told it.
Kick off the season Thursday, September 4th in Philadelphia. Kickoff at 8:20 on NBC and Peacock. No shock there. There is a Christmas triple header. NFL's going to play 3 games on Christmas. Kickoffs at 1 p.m., 4:25, and 8:20.
I know the NBA's sick about that.
Yeah,
that used to be their day.
And you know what? The NFL has just decided we don't care. We'll go do whatever we're going to do. We're going to put it wherever we have to. And so the night game we know is going to be in Kansas City. Broncos will be traveling there to take on the Chiefs. So we know that game. I feel like there might be another Christmas game that got announced, but I'll have to double check while we're talking. Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs are hosting the Eagles in Kansas City. The date has not been announced, so I don't know why this is on here. But we also have one of these games for the Eagles and Commanders. That'll be on Saturday afternoon in Week 16. So we're getting a little bit more of the schedule as it pops out here. But, yeah, I don't know. Were there any other ones that you can think of that we missed? There's been a bunch. I've seen more of them popping in today they're starting to trickle in. But
Bone, I haven't seen any quick Google search here. Not seen any more Christmas games, but the Bears will face the Eagles on Black Friday.
Okay, that's the one I was missing. I thought there was another one that we didn't have on there. So, yeah, we're starting to get a little piece of the schedule. If that's something that interests you, great. I am someone who just says, like a little bit, I'm like this with the draft 20%. I'm with this with the NFL schedule release 100%. Just tell me when it's done. Just show me the list. Let me see the schedule.
It isn't like
it's
that.
fine.
It's like, because I did it last year. It's like at like 7 p.m. or whenever it is, they just drop the schedule. Boom. That's it.
But
like your team's schedule. Bang.
Tyvis,
but a lot of the times, due to this profession, we have it a little bit earlier than that.
But what I'm saying is, the schedule's known. They already have had this done for weeks. Just put it out there.
Look, 2 minutes ago, defending champs in Lambeau under the lights. Eagles, Packers, November 10th.
There you go. See, we're going to eventually piecemeal the whole thing out. And I know this is the NFL's plan to just like dominate every second of the offseason and, of course, during the season. That's fine. Good strategy by them. I'm just saying at some point, I wish they would, instead of doing all the cutesy, and tomorrow you get all the social media videos, and they are fun. There's always 2 or 3 that really come off well, where they announce their team's schedule.
The Chargers, I think, is really good at it.
They've all done.
Somebody's really, really good at it. I can't remember what team it is.
I feel like it was the Titans a few years ago that had one where they were on, Broadway there in Nashville, like where all the bars are.
Yeah.
And they were walking around with the little miniature microphone asking people, they would show them a logo and then say, this is our week 1 opponent. What is this team's name? And, of course, it's all drunk people in Nashville who don't know what these logos are. So it was just all kinds of unhinged comments. And then that's what they would say the schedule was. So, like, someone said, like, the Colts logo was the Dallas Cowboys. So they said Dallas Cowboys, week 1. And it wasn't. It was the Colts, but they just said that's what it was. And I thought that was brilliant. They do have some funny ones. But for every one of those, there's like 10 duds.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you just put the schedule out and we would all read it. But whatever. Tomorrow's the day.
Hopefully the Browns do something good.
Yeah. What can they do?
I don't know. You got to be creative. That's the point. You got to be creative.
Oh, you mean for the schedule?
The schedule.
I thought you were like, what can they do about the times and the schedule? It's already set.
No, I'm talking about that. Yeah, I'm talking about the schedule release video.
By the way, bad news for the Browns. We knew this was coming. You, I think, knew this you had this well before anyone. You've been saying this for a while, but Browns linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, JOK, is not okay, unfortunately. Injured his neck back in week 8 last year against the Ravens when he tried to tackle Derrick Henry, or did make the tackle.
I think he did make the tackle.
He did. And then, unfortunately, had to be taken off the field in a cart. And we had wondered this offseason what it was going to be like for him. There were a lot of videos showing him walking into the facility, doing some stretching and things. So he is obviously still with the team, trying to rehab from that injury, doing the best he can. Great to see him walking. I mean, that's obviously positive, right?
Yeah.
But it was a severe neck injury, and they announced yesterday, the Browns did, that he will be on the reserve PUP list, physically unable to perform, out for the 2025 season. I think a lot of Browns fans had hoped he would be able to find a way to get back on the field, but that's a pretty severe injury he's coming back.
Yeah, no, I kept telling everybody once that neck injury happened, due to the fact that he plays linebacker, like it's just not going to happen. And the only reason I know is because, like I said, I've dealt with 2 players that I played with that had the same thing. Cam Chancellor and Cliff Averill both had neck injuries, and it wasn't the fact that they couldn't come back. Like I seen them. They was walking around. They was fine. But the problem is a doctor is not going to clear them to play, because if you clear him to play and he gets hurt again, and he becomes a paraplegic,
right?
You're going to lose your license. You're going to lose your practice, all of those things. So no doctor is going to sign off on those stipulations like that. So it's not the fact that he's not healthy. It's the fact that no doctor is going to clear him to play.
It makes sense to me. And that's sad, right?
It is.
I mean, I don't blame the doctors for taking every precaution with that. Obviously, you want to try to do the right thing by the patient that you're. We watch these guys and think of them as players, as superhuman, all that stuff, but you're also a patient. They're a doctor. They have to take care of you, and that's the right move. Craig,
the good news is that he signed his deal before the injury, so
that's true.
He'll still get some money.
He's insured for injury.
Yeah, that's the best part.
That's good. Craig, by the way, in the YouTube chat, we had mentioned earlier there was a prostitution sting that caught up former OSU wrestler Kyle Snyder, and Craig said, because you had mentioned you had a former teammate who got caught up in this too, and we said, well, you can figure it out. Go Google it. Craig mentioned Antonio Henton. That is not your former teammate at Ohio State, but that is a former Buckeye who also played at football at Ohio State. I believe he's here in like the early 2000s, like 2006, 7, 8, somewhere in that range. Backup quarterback who also got popped in a sting. Apparently this is a thing. I didn't know we had so many prostitution stings in this city, but we do.
I mean, if this happened this many times, I mean, a lot of people should be. If you are into this, you should be very skeptical.
That's why I'm telling you, I can't go on Facebook Marketplace without being a little worried about who I'm interacting with. If you were online shopping for sex, I would just say, buyer beware. That could be a sign that you're possibly getting popped. The GOAT is coming to a TV near you. We'll explain next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Tuesday. No crashes on the map. 33 on the southeast side starting to pick up, and 315 near campus getting busy as well. But like I mentioned, we're crash-free right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen. To draft an agent for your team, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
That's a good-looking ball.
The sudden roars. That Sunday celebration.
Jack always made the punt at 18, and today Scotty Scheffler did.
Witness the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, May 26th through June 1st. It's second to none. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Wow, what a shot.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
family of 4. We have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring into savings at Ohio Mulch. Get your mulch as easy as ever. Save $50 on home delivery now through Sunday. All you got to do is visit ohiomulch.com today.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply.
If my buttery smooth voice represents the photos in your social media feed,
and this is closer to what real life is like. Social media can be fun, but remember, it's only showing you
the filtered version of life. So when social media is stressing you out, check in on yourself and remember, it's not the whole story. For more tips on reducing your stress, go to mha.ohio.gov/check-in. A message from the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services.
When you're on the go, every minute counts. Meyer Home Delivery and Pickup helps you make the most of every second. Get all your weekly shopping done online, quickly and easily, from wherever you are, whenever you want. Have your Meyer order delivered to your home by the service awarded #1 in grocery delivery. Or pick it up yourself while out and about, whatever works for your schedule. The good life is in reach with Meyer Home Delivery and Pickup. See Meyer.com for details.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes.
Take me out to the ball game.
Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with baseball. Gabriel Arias hit a bases-clearing double in the bottom of the fourth. 5 different pitchers combined to throw a shutout, and the Guardians blanked the Brewers 5-0 last night at Progressive Field. Those two teams will go again tonight. First pitch is at 6:10. As for the Redlegs, after an off day on Monday, they'll begin a 3-gamer at home tonight against the Chicago White Sox. NBA playoffs, the Knicks beat the Celtics at the Garden 121-113 as New York takes a 3-1 series lead over the defending champs. And the Timberwolves won at Golden State 117-110 as Minnesota takes their own 3-1 lead in that series. And in the Stanley Cup playoffs last night, the Canes beat the Capitals 5-2 and the Oilers beat the Golden Knights 3-0. Carolina and Edmonton are now each ahead 3-1. This update is brought to you by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. You can view their full selection of vehicles online at germaintoyota.net. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan.
2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right. T-Bone and Tyvis, Hour 3 rolls on. You can tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. The YouTube live stream is there. You can see Bodie Wells reading his update, doing very well with that, and fighting through the tears as the Boston Celtics last night go down 3-1, which was bad enough, but then right before you crank that game off and just say, well, that's over, Jason Tatum, your franchise player, goes down with, we don't know what yet at this point, but it looked really bad. He grabs his ankle. He's calling timeout. People speculating it could be his Achilles, which if it is, goodbye to next year.
Yeah, like Mr. Cash said, I hurt myself today to see if I still feel bone. Losing in the second round after winning the championship is not the end of the world. I wouldn't lose my mind over that. But 3 minutes left in a game that was kind of almost just about to be over, the way the Knicks were playing and just taking over that thing late third into the fourth. I just didn't need to see Tatum. You know, the Celtics Iron Man. He never misses games. He's never hurt.
Man.
And he just, I was so sad. I've just really been crushed the last, I don't know, 10 hours or so, give or take.
It's really like the Celtics and Cavs is like going through the same thing, because although Donovan wasn't carried, I don't know if it was Achilles or anything, but like they keep saying it's an ankle, but people keep saying, no, it's his calf.
Well, whatever.
And the thing is,
he grabbed like the lower half of his leg, and it's hard to know exactly what it was.
But the thing is, if he keeps going out there and keeps playing at the high level like that, it might be his Achilles. And the thing is, it's like, wow, you had two teams with the Celtics and Cavs who everybody just knew was the Eastern Conference champion or championship game. And both teams has dealt with injuries, and both teams is down 3-1.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look like they're going to make it. So it's amazing to me.
Very surprising result here. And
amazing is a word.
Yeah.
Depressing is also another one. Upsetting, heartbreaking.
I have been trying. Bodie, I was so impressed with the Johnny Cash reference that it almost floored me, because that's great. You brought that up. But then also, that was actually, if I'm not mistaken, you were quoting the song Hurt, which I feel like, right?
I don't know the title of it, to be honest.
Where he says, I hurt myself. That song, that's a Nine Inch Nails song, if I'm not mistaken. So see, that comes back to heavier metal.
Yeah.
You know Nine Inch Nails? No, see?
Definitely was on the Johnny Cash.
He was about to earn some cool points.
Well, what I'm saying is, I told him today, there's bands like My Chemical Romance, there's all these emo bands out there. When you feel like all hope is lost and you just need to cry and be sad, there are a ton of bands out there. The Black Parade, start there with My Chemical Romance.
With them. Yeah,
that's the band. Go right there to that album. That's like the modern day Queen, essentially, except it's all emo. Like, so Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, that's modern day. That's what My Chemical Romance is. It's not the, what'd you call Sheets? The Cheesecake Factory of gas stations?
Correct.
It's a similar comparison, I think. Anyway, so Bodie's dealing with that. Maybe this will help him feel better. I don't know. I think this move is actually geared toward people my age more than Bodie's age. I'm in my 40s. The NBA on NBC coming back next year. They have the theme song from John Tesh, which is fantastic, all that stuff. They've announced yesterday that Michael Jordan is going to be on the coverage.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Now, they said he's going to be a special consultant or whatever, like a special. They can call him whenever they want and have him on. Who knows if that means twice a year or if that means weekly? That remains to be seen.
But give you gambling advice.
I mean, he does like to do that.
If he do it now, he got to put the glasses on.
Oh,
and he got to say it's just a hobby. You know,
yeah,
I'd be hawking this watch if I had a problem.
It's just a hobby. It's fine, of course. No, and you have to have the "I took that personally" conversations as well. Like, if we get the Michael Jordan. I heard Stephen A. kind of hinting at this. He's like, are we getting the Michael Jordan that you see on TV who does that pitches things? It is, more kind of the corporate salesman guy. Or are we going to get the Michael Jordan that you see behind the scenes that apparently Stephen A. is kind of letting you know he knows very well? I mean, you saw it in that documentary, right? With The Last Dance. I want that Michael Jordan to show up. If you get the Michael Jordan who is petty, vindictive, and has a lot to say about how everybody sucks but him, I'm not saying that will be the most enjoyable TV in the world. I would watch it just to see another side of him that we usually don't get to see.
I think everybody's going to tune into it for sure, because it's arguably the GOAT. Some people obviously feel LeBron is, some people feel Jordan is. You got the GOAT's opinion, and he's actually going to talk about players and what he likes and what he don't like. Like, that's great insight, because he might see it in a different way that other people won't see it. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to tune in for sure.
I'm just envisioning scenarios, right? Like, imagine that it's Christmas Day game. I don't know if NBC will have that or if that'll still be on ESPN, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Big game like that, marquee matchup. Let's say it's the Lakers playing, I don't know, let's say the Knicks, right? That's two marquee teams, two very good teams.
Big game.
Down to the wire, Lakers down 1. They pass the ball to LeBron James, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He passes off to Luka or someone else. The shot doesn't go in. Cut to Michael Jordan. Should LeBron have passed that ball? Don't you want to hear that answer? I do. Well, I want to hear what Michael Jordan has to say about that. I'd be very interested in situations like that if we get him there. What I wonder is, I'm 40. I grew up watching Michael Jordan. That's what guys my age and older remember as like the NBA. You guys are in your 30s. Do you have as big of an interest of hearing from Michael Jordan? I would think you do, but I don't know. I'm asking the question.
Yes, we want to hear from Mike. Are you crazy? Listen, you know how my shoe collection is. You think I don't want to hear what Michael has to say, the greatest basketball player of all time has to say?
Well, that's fair. I mean, but, I wear Hanes T-shirts. I don't necessarily, just because I wear the shirts that someone endorses or makes or whatever, it doesn't mean I want to hear from them necessarily. I didn't know if he connects to you the same way.
Bring the Michael Jordan cologne back. How about that?
bring the Michael Jordan meal back. They kind of did with that Angel Reese meal at McDonald's. It's the same sandwich, essentially.
Pretty good, actually.
Pretty similar sandwich. But yeah, I figure that's a move. If you look at the NBA, where they struggle, they don't seem to struggle with under 35. Mm-hmm. That's audience seems to be locked in. Over 35, it does seem like that is a bit more of a struggle for them to get people who used to watch the NBA in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, whatever that era was. Michael Jordan connects to a lot of those fans, and maybe that draws them back to watch a little bit more NBA, get in on some of the storylines, rather than just typing on their keyboards every time, there's something controversial in the NBA. They just go, this league sucks, and they don't watch it.
I want to know.
Jordan probably brings some of those people back.
I want to know. I want him to talk about the Hornets.
He doesn't. He sold his ownership stake in that, right?
I want to hear it. Purposely, they need to schedule him a game with the Hornets so I can hear him talk about the Hornets. That's one.
Yeah.
And two, I want to know his thoughts on today's NBA. What he thinks of it, because it's very different than when he played. Obviously, the 3-point shot is the biggest thing. Could he have survived in today's NBA? Because it's not like Jordan was the greatest. He could shoot threes, but he wasn't the greatest 3-point shooter. Would he have been as dominant today as he was in the 90s?
And I always think those debates, while they're difficult to always know the answer, I do think he would be fine. Just because
SGA is like this year's closest thing to him, because he shoots a lot of mid-range stuff too. So and he averaged 30 in the game
when he's not trying to get fouled. But yes, you're right. But that's the thing. Again, that's the game. So I think Michael Jordan would be able to obviously accommodate that. I think Babe Ruth, if you put him in like modern baseball and just gave him a bat. No, I think the first at bat he would look terrible. But if you gave him 6 months, gave him all the access to modern training techniques, all the data you have on pitchers, I think, and like a modern bat, he'd probably figure it out. I think
a torpedo bat, huh?
He'd be pretty good. Well, whatever. Yeah, whatever the technology is, that's what I think he'd handle that just fine. Ryan Day landed a commitment yesterday. Tyvis is going to break down his tape. I'm going to eat a Pop-Tart while he does it, because he's the football expert here, so we'll do that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching a small issue on I-70 near downtown. Watch for crews blocking the right shoulder on I-70 westbound just past 33. And then a small issue as well on 161 out of New Albany in those eastbound lanes. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
From the hardwood to the warehouse, performance matters. That's why Caster Connection, proudly based in Columbus and trusted nationwide, delivers industrial caster and wheel solutions to keep operations rolling smoothly. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10. Not a retail location. Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Dealin' Days are back at Lindsay Honda. Lock in your deal in May. Save thousands on hundreds of new Hondas. Simply pick your new 2025 Honda and enjoy 0% for up to 60 months. Yes, 0% for up to 60 months on all new 2025 Hondas, including HRV, Pilot, and Ridgeline.
Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Lindsay's got it, and you're gonna save.
See you, Lindsay Honda, during Dealin' Days. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
The Fan at 1460 ESPN Columbus is your radio home for Sunday Night Baseball.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling today at 614-232-2222.
The Fan.
Have you ever told a friend
Oh, I'm fine.
when you really felt
Just so overwhelmed.
or sent a text
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
when you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and add considerable value to your property. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy skies to start and temperatures in the 60s, giving way to mid-70s for our afternoon highs. Mostly cloudy skies mixing in with scattered showers and thunderstorms, some which could have heavy downpours and gusty winds. And then for tonight, lows into the 60s. The chances of rain and storms linger into Wednesday. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can follow us on Twitter at Bone and Tyvis 971, Twitter/X. Also, the YouTube chat is going strong. A lot of people jumping in there. You can go to YouTube and find us there. We were talking about some of the NBA playoff stuff. And that Pacers-Knicks series, if it does turn out, that's going to be a dogfight, I would think. Those two teams like to mix it up. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Cavs tonight taking on the Pacers.
I don't even know who I would take. I feel like I'd have to take the Knicks.
I would too.
The Knicks is better for the NBA.
Well, it's whether that's true or not. Who's the better team?
The Knicks is they've been down in the dumps for some years.
Who's the guy for the Knicks that, like, he's a good player, but he can't shoot free throws? Like, literally almost vomits every time he shoots?
Who?
The dude who, like, literally shoots it like he is that never played basketball before for the Knicks. Like, one
Josh
of the
Hart?
No, Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson. There we go. Yes. Who's, like, not a bad player.
Him on Saturday afternoon like he was a poor Make-A-Wish kid. Like,
oh, yeah. Go watch
come
him.
on,
like,
buddy. You got this.
This is an NBA.
Mitchell Robinson is down there for
He's
defense
good,
and rebounds.
Exactly. He's very good at those two things.
But you can go find highlights of guys who play in the NBA where they go out and play in a regular gym, and it's like
he looks good.
Yes.
You seen the video?
Yes, where he looks like Michael Jordan fading away, hitting dudes with spin moves, and it's like go stand at a free throw line and make a free throw, and it's like his arms get crossed and he throws it like side. It's bizarre.
I don't know why that free throw thing. Maybe he's too strong. Like Shaq,
Shaq's hands were too big.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's it.
Maybe that's the thing.
I don't know. Weird though. I don't know. It's just something to watch. And so that's, if nothing else, if you're not watching the NBA for that, just watch for Mitchell Robinson shooting free throws. There you go.
They was hacking it. I think the Celtics did a game where they just kept fouling them and sending them to the line.
Yeah. That makes sense. It's a good strategy. So Ryan Day got a commitment yesterday. This is 4-star defensive back Jordan Thomas. He's from New Jersey, 6'1", 185. So class of 2026.
Yeah. So
what did you see when you looked at his film?
So when I looked at his tape, first of all, I was like, this guy's pretty twitchy. You know, the thing about being 6'1" or anything over 6 feet and you're playing the defensive back position, you want to be quick twitching, meaning your sudden movements. You could drop your hips. You know, when you're a tall DB, that's the first thing receivers going to see. Can this guy drop his hips? And he got some clips where he's actually doing a great job matching the wide receiver's angle, dropping his hips, and driving out of there. So he's got good feet. He's good, and he's twitchy. When I watched him play the ball, it was like a cover 2 route where he jumped up and he high pointed the ball. It was a great play. But when he's in man-to-man, oftentimes he finishes. He's one of those corners that he doesn't lean and locate, meaning when the ball is thrown, he doesn't turn his head around and look for the ball. That's not what he's doing. He's more play through the wide receiver's hands, and that's fine to be able to do those things. You are giving yourself an opportunity to get beat on a lot of balls. If you want to know, like Denzel Ward for the Browns, he does a great job of playing through the hands. He doesn't get a lot of interceptions, but anytime that he's in man-to-man, he doesn't often get his head around and make a play on the ball. He just takes the ball out of the guy's hand. This guy actually reminds me a lot of Denzel because he does the exact same things. Either way, both of them is successful, but if you want to be a deadly DB, like a corner that people fear, you have to take the football away, which is something he's got to work on.
All right. Well, and that's, like you said, he's a junior in high school, so he's got time. You come to Ohio State, maybe get developed. I do have that question, though, because as a guy, I never played football, never organized football other than just in the backyard.
Yeah.
The thing that a lot of us Ohio State fans and football fans in general will see when that happens, where the guy turn your head around, right? When you're in the red zone, they throw that fade to the back of the end zone, and you see the DB just not even look at the guy. He's going right through his face mask.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you get a PI on that.
Yeah. You open yourself up for that, too.
That was a thing I know for years we would say, well, that's how Ohio State coaches it.
So you want to know
is that how Ohio State coaches it in your understanding of it?
It's a bunch of different ways. So the reason, if you can't get your head around and make a play on the ball, that means at some point of that route, he beat you and you're playing catch up. If you playing catch up, you can't turn your head. So whether he beat you off the line, whether he ran a crispy route and got you on that and got a step, you can't turn your head around until you're in phase. When you're in phase, meaning that you have a hand-on-hip relationship.
You're like side by side?
Yeah, like I can turn around, and when I turn around and I lean, I can put my body on his body.
Okay.
Because you trying to lean him out the way to go up and make the play on the ball. Because quarterbacks are taught, especially on deep balls, they're taught to throw on the fade line. It's a red line. If you ever go watch a practice, it's this long red line that go up about 4 inches from, or 4 feet, 4 steps, I would say, from the sideline. Quarterbacks are taught to put the ball there. Wide receivers are taught to stay on that line so they can catch it. So when you lean and locate, you got to be able to push them off that line so you can go up and make the play. So if you don't see a corner turn his head around, that's probably why. If they're in a zone, then their eyes should be on the quarterback, which allows them to be able to play the ball a little bit better. But, yeah, there you go.
All right. So when we see a pass interference from a guy not turning his head around, if I yell, turn your head around.
He probably got beat at some point on that route. He playing, and he hauling to try to catch back up.
So do better at the line of scrimmage necessarily.
Yeah.
Not that point. It's just you're trying to do everything you can to stop it.
When you're in a press technique, you want to stay on top of the route. You want to when he gets into his route, you want to always finish on top of him. Way you can take away the deep ball.
Let's cut that one up too. That's good. That one's up there. Finish on top of him. I'm with you. Totally understood it. Yep. Got it, Tyvis. Thank you for the football lesson, and that's all it was. By the way,
it was what it was as I was saying it. I couldn't stop. It was like it was too late.
You are in phase and hand on hip. I agree. So, speaking of your expertise when it comes to Ohio State football, I saw this story, and I feel like it's worth at least talking to someone who was there.
Mm-hmm.
Urban Meyer was at the what was the event this past weekend that they had? Life Surge. It was advertised here on the station. A bunch of people were there. Kirk Herbstreit was there. A bunch of different motivational speakers. It was a religious event, evangelical Christian event, whatever. Looking to have an impact on God's kingdom. They asked Urban. He was in this moment where I guess he spoke about having chapel or like a church service as an OSU football team, right?
Yeah.
And he said the school said, well, hang on, separation church and state, you can't do that. Then there were people who said, because Urban in this speech said, I will quit if I don't get to do this. He was very adamant that this had to happen.
Okay.
Naturally, given the fact that Urban Meyer is Urban Meyer, you see him openly screaming and swearing at everybody on the sidelines. We are aware of what was her name, Carmen, Nebraska, and the whole video that popped out there. We've seen Urban in some compromising moments for sure. People were questioning the validity of this story, and I thought, well, Tyvis, you were there.
Yeah.
Do you remember having these reflection moments, I think is what they had to call them?
First of all, his incidents off the field, it did nothing for me but justify the fact that he's just like us. He's a human being. You know, when we were playing, you know, he will always preach to us about how he made himself seem like he was just so perfect, like he just didn't make mistakes.
Right.
And when he made the mistake off the field, the incident.
We saw it at his chop house. Yeah.
For me, it was like, this guy is just like everybody else. Like that, it was one of those moments for me. But as far as to him, you know, he definitely took chapel very seriously. It was one of those things that he would be like, I want to make it mandatory and I can't by law make it mandatory, but you better be there. And it was a thing where that's what you did. Sunday, we come in, you get your lift, and after the lift, right before team meeting, there was a chapel, and everybody would start attending chapel because you better be in there. Because he's gonna talk about it. He's gonna come into the team meeting and he's gonna say, man, that guy that talked, you know, he said this and this really hit home for me. Did anybody else get that? So it was one of those things that everybody learned to appreciate and be there. And it was good messaging. You know, we had some really good guys, Roy Hall, Ryan Shazier's dad, Vernon. It was a bunch of guys that came in there that really delivered some powerful messages. So, yeah, Chapel was, he's not lying. He was very serious about that. Chapel. I don't know about him quitting thing. I don't know.
He said, but the way he surprised you that he was that adamant about it.
Yes.
All right. That's because, see, I mean, again, we've heard Urban say things, coaches say things, and then, you know, maybe they don't always mean them or whatever. I was curious on that one if you thought he would actually quit over this. You're saying it's not out of the realm of possibility.
No.
He was pretty serious about it.
He was very, he took Chapel very serious and made a lot of people have to attend it. So,
how does he feel about Chapel Roan? Do we know anything about that?
I have no idea.
Bodie, do you know who Chapel Roan is? Are you a Chapel Roan guy?
She's a singer, right?
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
That's
Pink
about
Pony.
all I can tell you, honestly, but...
Tyvis, Pink Pony Club. You ever heard that song?
Yeah, daughter sing it.
That's
Pink
Chapel
Pony Club.
That's Chapel Roan.
Oh, wow. Man, my kids is
also
obsessed with that song.
You might want to look up what the Pink Pony Club is.
I don't know what it is, but
I think she's going to keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. You might want to find out why she used to dance at the Pink Pony Club.
Is she the like H-O-T-T?
H-O-T-T-O.
H-O-T-T-O-G-O.
Sure. Yeah, can get me hot to go. Yes.
Yeah.
We changed. That's how we're teaching my 5-year-old how to spell her name. It's Abigail, and we changed it to that tune because it fits perfectly. It's
Abigail. That's how you spell Abigail.
This is hilarious.
She loves it.
Knew that, but yeah, my wife and kids listen to that stuff. That Hot to Go was actually being played at the Columbus Fury. When I went to go see the Columbus Fury play, it was like a big thing on the Jumbotron, and I'm just like, what is this? It was very popular.
Chappell Roan played the Pride Festival in Louisville. Last year, I was in town for Louisville for a concert. I just was there, and that same night, there was Pride Fest was there, and she headlined it. And when I tell you, it was like 40,000 people out in the streets just couldn't move around. And I was there for a couple screamy bands down the street that was their hometown show, and I wanted to go see it.
Yeah.
I had no idea this was going on. The next day on the news, I'm like, what was all the traffic about? It was her. She shut down Louisville when she showed up. She's popular.
I guess. I never knew her name. I just know her songs.
Maybe Urban will have, she can come speak at the next time Urban is coaching. Maybe he can have Chappell Ronan for Chappell. That would be fun. Would you like to see more of Bill Belichick being awkward and grumpy on your TV? Whether you say yes or no, it's happening. I'll tell you when and where next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching issues on 70 westbound coming into downtown, right near 33. Watch for crews over there. And on 161 out in New Albany, watch for crews clearing out an issue right near Hamilton Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Largest new and used boat inventory in the 3-county region. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Relief from hip and back pain can be a reality when you work with the experts on a mobility and flexibility routine. That's why Stretch Lab was founded. Pro athletes and sports fans alike love Stretch Lab for our customized one-on-one assisted stretch sessions. Discover the difference a good stretch can make, because when your body moves better, you feel better and live better. Visit your local Stretch Lab today or go to stretchlab.com and use code FAN10 to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, receive an additional $10 off.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Hey folks, Austin Ward here with an opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th. Yes, pounds. And why not? I dropped my first 40 in just 8 weeks. It was easy, and it will be easy for you too. Take the medication-free and lasting approach. Awaken180weightloss.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
YouTube chat is there for you. Just hop in. Go to YouTube, search WBNS Radio 971 The Fan. You'll find it. A bunch of you in there now talking to us. Thank you for jumping in and listening. So we appreciate you. Also, you can tweet us at T-Bone, at Bone and Tyvis 971. I'm learning all the new links too, guys. So that's where you can go to say hi to us if you want to. Bill Belichick, he's learning new things. I guess coaching college football is all I meant by that. He's never really done that, at least not at a head coach level. He's also learning how to navigate all the social media world and the interview world, right? Mm-hmm. He's got a book coming out. The book is going to be, I'm sure he thought when he wrote this book, this will be great. It'll sell 1 billion copies. I'll make some nice money. I'll get my story out there. Then I'll go coach North Carolina. We'll win 10-plus games. I'm back, baby. My 24-year-old girlfriend's going to be thrilled with me. This is all going to be great. Now it's filled with drama because this book tour has got him out doing interviews. He did that CBS interview, and it went very poorly. Remember Jordan Hudson, his girlfriend, was the one who said, we're not talking about that, cutting off the interview. Well, he is going to now go on Good Morning America this Friday in a live interview with Michael Strahan, obviously, Pro Football Hall of Famer, now hosting on ABC. I find this interesting, Tyvis, because he's not going to go on there in a pre-recorded setting like he did with CBS. That's what caused some of the issues. That means the topics, obviously, if Michael Strahan just decided to ask him point blank about anything he wants to, he's on live TV. He's probably going to have to answer it or look really awkward, which I'm sure he would be willing to do. But that's different than a pre-recorded interview. We haven't seen this.
You crazy if you think that they haven't talked about this.
Oh, I'm quite sure.
I don't think Michael Strahan would veer out of what they agreed upon.
I tend to agree with you on that.
But it would be funny to see Michael Strahan go, so, yeah, how did you and Jordan Because it's really the world want to know now. Like the world, like the way she did that, like she like, why? What are y'all hiding? Type thing. So I'm more curious to know.
Live interviews are the place where you can get some really good stuff if you do it right. And like you said, I'm quite sure he doesn't go on. If you want to ever have good guests on again, whoever his publicist is, you have to play by the rules. That's why I feel like the CBS interview when they said, "Oh, this was not agreed to," the CBS people came out instantly and said, "Yes, it was. You set no preconditions on this interview. That's a standard question that almost any interviewer is going to ask. Any media company is going to say, is there anything we can't talk about here?" And if the answer is, "Oh yeah, you can't talk about this, and this," then CBS may say, "Well, then never mind. What's the point of doing this? We don't want to talk to you."
When does this book come out? Like
I think it's maybe it just did come out.
It better be a bestseller.
I think it can't. It's
all this publicity
it's this month. So
that is getting.
Let me double check when that is, because that honestly, he's gotten a lot of press from it. The Art of Winning, I believe, is what the book is called. I'm not sure exactly when it comes out. I thought it was in my head. I have May 6th, but that already happened. So maybe he's out there still promoting it just to boost the sales. I don't know. Either way, there's so much now with this situation with him and Jordan Hudson, where you have North Carolina supposedly banning her from facilities, or more or less telling Bill Belichick, "Hey, reminder, you don't run this university. You're the football coach. We still have a say in who gets to be in our buildings and who isn't, and we don't want her around the football team as much as she has been." Then that was reported by that Pablo Torre guy who's now working for Dan Lebitard's group, Meadowlark Media. North Carolina said, "That's not true. She's allowed to go wherever she wants." And it kind of seems like there's a little power struggle there, because he's now doubled down, has Pablo Torre, and said, "No, that's what I was told." North Carolina definitely said that. And there are people at North Carolina who do not want her around the football program because it's bad for business.
Well, this interview needs to be, he need to set the world straight. That's what Bill need to do. Just this is what it is.
Got to be the goal.
And it's got to come from his mouth. Like, this is it.
Yeah. I mean, I would think that's anything that he wants to do right now is just to get this behind him.
Well, I mean, this whole thing has been like him playing second fiddle to the whole situation, where he's not saying anything, which that's classic Bill. But like, all right, at some point, it's getting out of hand. Like, this wildfire is spreading. Like, let's just nip it in the bud. Your book is coming out. The season's around the corner. Like, it's time to tighten down.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think this could be the interview that maybe helps with that, but it also has such potential to go off the rails. I remember when, like, working with Common Man and Torg back in the day when I was their producer, they were able to get an interview with the sitting president of the United States at the time, who was Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
He was running for re-election. Ohio was an important state, and his people wanted to have him on. We offered it to both candidates at the time. He took them up on it, and it was a live interview. I mean, we did end up recording it and didn't edit a thing out of it, but we had to sit down and do the initial interview live, of course, and record it to make sure the audio was good and all that before we played it.
Mm-hmm.
But we asked them, "Do you want us to not ask are there any questions you want that are off limits?" And they said no. This was the president of the United States. They said, "Ask anything you want." And I remember Torg asked him about the Jerry Sandusky Penn State situation with Joe Paterno, all that deal.
Yeah.
That was the first time I think the president had commented on that. So what I'm saying is, if you do an interview right, that's something I learned from watching those guys when they did it. Do the interview right. You can get some great information. You can get someone very important talking about something very important. Michael Strahan may be able to get something here that would be very insightful for us. We'll find out if it's that or if it's just trying to help Bill Belichick kind of, get back in the good graces of people.
It does help that Michael Strahan is a former player. obviously he didn't play for Bill, but he was playing around at the time Bill Belichick was coaching. So there's some familiarity there with those two guys, you know, and I think he'd be more open to talking to Michael Strahan.
I would think given they have the football background.
Let me do the interview. I get the answer. I'm asking the questions the world want to know.
What's to me the first question you ask is, when did you meet Jordan Hudson?
Straight off, right? Because how did y'all meet?
That's the story now, is that the documents she filed with North Carolina for her employment there, or whatever the agreement is, there's a different birth date here than what she had previously said in interviews. And there's speculation. I don't know if it's fair or not, but again, Pablo Torre, who's been kind of covering this story, he speculated and said that it almost sounds like perhaps she wasn't as old as she said when Bill Belichick first met her. She may have been as young as 19 instead of being 20 or 21, whatever people thought. And I just think, I don't know, that 19, 20, at that, you're still talking, he's 73 or whatever he is. There's still a massive age difference, but yeah, it doesn't sound great, I guess, if you're dating a 19-year-old versus a 20-year-old, but it is still relatively young, right? I mean, that's the big takeaway.
I just Shannon going through it right now. Shannon Sharp.
Oh, well, yes, he is. He is going through
it right now. Like, I guess, you know, this is, if anybody out there that wanted to, you know, test the waters on this, these are the things that come with.
You need to check the birth dates.
Yeah, it's the things that come with dating with that wide gap right there, like that right there.
Yeah,
so,
but that's there's speculation out there. I heard Pablo Torre say this too, that he thinks Bill Belichick may not coach a game at North Carolina. And part of this goes back to something we had heard about when he first signed up for this job. June 1st, that's the date where they can get out of the contract and it's only like $1 million versus the $10 million he's owed. So I believe if either side terminates the deal before June 1st, it's only like $1 million buyout. After June 1st, he gets the $10 million. So that's not exactly.
Well, it depends.
2 weeks away.
It depends on his book.
2.5 weeks away. Yeah.
Rick in the chat said he would give the book a 4.5 out of 5.
Did he read it?
That's what he said.
Oh, he already read it. Well, good for him. I'm sure it has a lot of good info in there.
I think Rick was joking with his comment.
Oh, what did he say?
I can read the rest of it if you want.
I just read the last of it.
He said, Chapter 8 of Bill's book gets crazy when the skeleton army is raised to earth by the Warlock Society. I thought it was
I didn't even read all that. I just see I would give it 4.5 out of 5.
I thought it was a biography going into it, but it's a classic fantasy. I would give it 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Well, that's why you should read everything.
Tyvis, you're not reading this book. You couldn't even read the whole comments. So you were like, no, I'm
an audiobook guy. I wanted to be an actor, but I can't read. So.
Audiobooks, no, you can read. It's just you're saying you don't like to sit down and read, right?
Yeah, I can't. It's too much going on.
Yeah,
in my life that I
just wait. You know what? 10 years ago, I was like you. I didn't have time for books. Now I'm sitting down reading large books. Usually, mostly because my appendix keeps falling out. I have to get it taken out. So that when I did that, I read like 2 books while I was on the couch waiting for that to heal. I was reading books.
Really?
Yeah.
And you get lost in the book.
I read that 3-ring circus about the Lakers in the 90s with Kobe and Shaq and all that. And then I read the Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle book, back to back.
Bo, do you read books?
Not really. No.
Bodie was elected he was elected to lead, not to read.
Maybe one day, but
yeah, there you go.
Not at this moment in
time. You
time.
guys are young. You guys still have like your lives happening. I've
audio
given
books. I got a 2-hour drive to and from Cleveland. So I got time to listen to a book now.
Oh. Thanks for not listening to the podcast of our show. Wow. Appreciate that. Thanks. Look at that, Bodie.
Make sure you download and subscribe, too, while you're at it.
That's right. There you go. All right. When we come back, we will be talking to our guys in the Bishop and Friends show. I think we were talking to Eric Reeser today, so we'll talk to him, find out what they've got going on in their show. And, of course, it's The Buzzer. That's coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, watching a small issue on 161 eastbound near Little Turtle Way. Crews blocking the right shoulder over there, but everything else moving along just fine. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal.
See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
Hey guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts today at Low T Center for a free consultation and free test. The treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurance is accepted. And you'll get the freedom to choose if you want in-center care or at-home treatment. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment. The offer is limited, so book now at FixMyLowT.com. That's FixMyLowT.com.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and, of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
Buy 5, Save 5 deals are back this week at Meyer. Buy 5 or more and save $5 or more when you mix or match hundreds of items, like select varieties of Post and Kellogg's large size cereal, Kraft shredded or chunk cheese, Meyer essential paper towels, and 24 packs of select Coca-Cola and Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable. The Buy 5, Save 5 deals at Meyer. That's the good life. A good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meyer app.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Your family may not listen to you, but we will. Sundays at 11, it's The Fan Call-In Show presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. You're welcome.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Well, I've got some food for you coming up in the buzzer. But first, talking to our guy, Eric Reeser, part of Bishop and Friends. You can hear 9 to noon right here on The Fan. Reeser, what's up, man?
Gentlemen.
He did some moshing.
How we doing? I did zero moshing.
You were at Sonic Temple. How did it go for you?
It went. Boy, don't Google Gwar at work. I'll tell you that much.
I saw your tweets about Gwar. Do you know, Tyvis, what Gwar is?
No, I do
Don't
not.
use the work computer to Google it.
Yeah, they're an art project kind of modeled after like a metal band. Like they make all kinds of costumes for themselves.
Okay.
Part of their act is they chop people's heads off during the show and blood spews everywhere.
Yeah, so that happened to whoever was sitting in the front row of their set.
It shot out.
Yeah.
People wear white T-shirts to go to their concerts just to get covered in the blood, so then they can show like, here's my Guar shirt that got all stained from.
You can Google the Julia Child SNL skit where she cuts her finger.
Yes.
That's a Guar show.
Wait a minute. I thought you was telling me about a band that got like different pops or sodas and they spray.
Oh, that's the Insane Clown Posse.
They also do that, and that is also a thing where people wear shirts to get that.
Blood.
Yeah, that's right. But Guar is definitely, their costumes are a little much. It stands for God, What an Awful Racket. I'm pretty sure that's where they came with the name.
That's what you went to go see?
Well, I went and saw them along with a bunch of other bands. Yeah.
Who was your highlight from Sonic Temple Research?
I mean, it's Metallica. Right, I saw them Sunday, and they're Ohio State. Like, it's just they're playing on a different level than everybody else at that festival. Not to say everybody else wasn't good. I mean, some of the bands were incredible, but Metallica's just different. And I had never seen them before.
Did you go all 4 nights?
I went every day, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but just at different times to see different people. Like Friday, the only show I saw was Alice Cooper, and he was incredible, by the way, at 77.
Also chopping off heads in that show.
Yeah, he got his own.
He gets his own.
He lost his own head and came back to life and sang about the end of the school year.
That's what you like.
Yeah. I liked it all.
But couldn't stay for 3-6 Mafia.
I'm 34 years old, man. I know my limitations.
Wow.
I've fallen asleep to Juicy J and Project Pat.
I was there.
I don't know if I could have done that.
T-Bone made it.
He went to just one day.
I just did one day, and we rolled in at like 4:30. So I saw like we saw Little Lincoln Park, we saw Jimmy Eat World, and then we hopped around a few other bands that were out there. I saw what is it called? The Bullet for My Valentine. That's okay. I couldn't remember why I couldn't get that name out. Yeah, saw them. Saw I Prevail was in the they're like a bunch of heavy bands. It was good.
Heavy bands too well, but like the names all run together for me. So I think I called them like the Funeral Parfait a couple of times, and
yeah, there's some of that.
You know,
I did see that your girlfriend though is like big into these heavy bands.
Yeah, she's all about that. Like I Prevail, Motionless in White, Bad Omens.
We met her a few weeks ago.
Moshing?
Yeah. She doesn't go moshing. No, we're both under 5.5 feet tall. We're not moshing.
Oh,
are you really worried about getting hurt like that?
Yeah.
You with me, though.
I got a face for radio. I got to keep it. If I was with you, you didn't want to go.
Yeah, you wouldn't even show up.
I had...
your prior engagements. No, I know. That's why I didn't ask.
It was unfortunate, too, because I wanted to see Lincoln Park.
Well, Reeser, I am sad that the two of you are back together, although temporarily here, just on the crosstalk, because you guys have done fan
It's
sports.
nice to see you in the morning.
Yeah. You've done the fan sports Saturday and Sunday shows for a while, so you guys have had plenty of time to talk on the air. But now Tyvis is working throughout the week. He's not doing weekends anymore.
Yeah, day 2. How's it going?
You know, day 2 was a little more difficult to get up than day 1, but, you know, day 2 has its own other hurdles that I have to cross here soon. So it's going to be interesting. I'll let you know tomorrow. After today, like I'll have a good balance of what my weeks will be like, because I got 2 days that's the same and then 3 days that's the same.
You'll need a month, I think.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Reeser, what's the confidence level going into tonight for this Cavs game?
Let's go out of 10. It's a 4.
All right, that's about right.
You want it to be done?
I don't want it to be done, but I just don't have confidence in a do-or-die situation in the second round of the NBA playoffs. You're going to get a physical Cavs team, because you didn't last year.
Yeah. Do you think that...
Let me throw this at you. Would you be opposed to having Evan Mobley start at the 5 and DeAndre Hunter starting at the 4?
No, it should have been that's a lot of...
I was just wondering that.
The only thing is you don't have a lot of bench.
No, your depth is tested.
Are you comfortable with Hunter, Garden, Siakam?
More so than I am Jared Allen.
But Jared Allen, is he not guarding
whoever he
Miles
switches
Turner?
off of.
Well, I mean, that's
fine.
They're going to create.
I just don't
that
trust
anyway.
Jared Allen in this situation tonight.
So would you be done with him after the season?
I'll just tell you this. I was looking at his contract the other day.
He just signed an extension.
I know he did.
Yeah.
No, I know this.
But I say the core 4 is here. They're not
going anywhere.
This is the team.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough to trade. But also, I mean, I think that if they don't get the job done and they ultimately bow out of these playoffs, there's going to have to be some discussion about why does this very talented regular season team keep going into the playoffs and not getting the job done. But that hasn't happened yet.
Physicality.
They're still in it for right now.
They let physicality be an equalizer. Like talent-wise, they are head and shoulders above the Pacers.
So I'll say this: physicality was the equalizer last season.
It's been the equalizer for the past.
And you changed the head coach.
Yeah.
And so now, what do you do in this offseason if, in fact, it is curtains for the Cavs tonight in Game 5?
There's nothing you can do.
That's not a great strategy for the offseason.
Well, it is what it is. Get tougher. I think, like
GM
I said,
of the year, Tyvis Powell, everyone.
Well, it is what it is. What are you going to do?
Can't do anything.
I think it's one of those things.
Well,
that
shucks.
I feel like the only person
I'll go home
that really, really wants to win is Donovan, because Donovan has achieved darn near everything to where everybody else is like, if we don't make it, if we don't win this year, it is what it is. We'll be fine. To where Donovan's like, I need to make it out of the second. I have not made it out the second round of the play. I have to get it. To the point that this man is risking blowing his Achilles because he wants to continue to keep playing.
So we're doing a lot of that on today's program. Also, Ohio State, Texas, maybe noon, maybe not. Going to be the case. And then, Tyvis, I have a question for you that I want to throw out. If you're the Dallas Mavericks and 1.8% chance you win the Cooper Flag sweepstakes, are you calling Milwaukee? And saying Cooper Flag for Giannis, straight up?
No.
Right.
Nope.
Wow. All right. More of that coming up.
Cooper Flag probably fits in better than what Giannis would be.
In Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. More of that coming up. Bishop and Friends is next 9 to noon. Right now it's buzzer time. Let's do it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
Tyvis Powell is going to run out of here and go to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show as soon as the segment's over. He's got to drive up to Cleveland and do that at 11.
Go.
But before you do, Tyvis, consider this. If you were in Japan, why this isn't in America, I don't know. Pac-Man, legendary video game, Krispy Kreme, legendary donuts. They are celebrating, Krispy Kreme is, the Pac-Man video game released 45 years ago, apparently this month. So they are offering 3 different donuts that are all themed on Pac-Man. You can get like a Pac-Man, like a regular donut with a circle in the middle, and it's got Pac-Man logo on it. It's eating up little bits on it. You can get the cream-filled donut that's special. It's got a specific flavoring in the custard that's inside that's just to highlight Pac-Man. They even have one that looks like the giant power strawberry that you can eat filled with strawberry cream. These are all great. They're only in Japan. Krispy Kreme.
He's upset.
That's why you're failing. I would go out and buy these right now. Bring them to the United States of America. Please, I beg of you. That's it for us. We will see you tomorrow bright and early. It is time for Bishop and Friends. They are up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching crews clear out an issue on 161 eastbound. Up on the northeast side, we've got the right shoulder slightly blocked off near Little Turtle Way, but everything else looking nice and clear this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Are you experiencing knee pain? Is something as simple as walking up and down the stairs painful? Well, I found the answer to your pain. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. What Columbus Medical Director Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team are doing is nothing short of remarkable. They are using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing old tissues. Best part with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, there's no surgeries involved, and there's no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. The patient's satisfaction reports are astonishing. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatment that can help you live your best life. The consultation is free. New locations in Grove City and Canal Winchester. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here, and when I dropped 70 pounds with Awaken 180, it felt like finally finishing a massive home renovation. You know, job done. Everything looks sharp, but it gets better, actually. I just had my first free monthly maintenance visit, and I found out I lost another 4.2 pounds without really even trying. It's like discovering an extra room in your house you never knew was even there. Awaken 180 isn't about meds or quick fixes. It's like learning exactly how to stock your fridge and pantry with all the right tools. I still eat plenty, still feel satisfied, and now making healthy choices is second nature. Like flipping the light switch on the first try in the dark. My body's firing on all cylinders, and I'm down 75 pounds without medications or hunger tricks. Just real education on eating smarter and feeling fantastic. Call Awaken 180 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Trust me, once you learn the blueprint, your only regret is not calling them sooner. 844-346-1800. 844-346-1800.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay, moving up payday so you could get your money faster, up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
This summer, something wild is coming to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens soon. Get closer than ever to Mexican wolves, river otters, and more in stunning new habitats. Experience wildlife and conservation in action. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN. Are you ready for the NFL season? The schedule release is coming, and we know the best place to get your tickets this year. My friends at Vivid Seats. They're seriously legit, and you earn rewards on every purchase. That's basically free football games. When that schedule hits, don't wait around. For the best selection and all the great deals, head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in your game days now.
Hey friends, can you smell it in the air? Summer is here, and nothing hits harder on a hot day than that first sip of a Big Gulp. And right now at Speedway, you can get any size Big Gulp for only 89 cents with Speedy Rewards. They've even got a limited time Mountain Dew Pitch Black if you're mysterious like that, and I know you love mysteries. So swing by Speedway, tap into your Speedy Rewards, and cool down with the ultimate summer classic. Again, just 89 cents. Valid through 6/24/25.